boost, and it takes off. If it's got traction, it will take off like a cow on a hot tin roof. But otherwise, if you haven't got the traction, it is going to fry them well and truly. Unfortunately, I feel a bit odd with the Porsches. Was hoping to, because I'd really like to be able to run the 935 in the old Rimmer Racing livery. That goes back a bit. Who else have we got? The second Queen 24 and 50. We've got 500s again next to each other. We do have 5 and 501s have pulled back up with each other. Looks to be about the only majorly small gap at this moment in time. Just going to look at my race control and just see who. Is there any? Does look to be that is. That does. We've got. Ooh, Mandalese is coming up on 94. That looks like that's to unlap. At least one of the unlaps. Oh, somebody's managed to give themselves a drive-through. That is Kurtzeg in the Kurtzeg? Kurtzeg, that's vaguely correct. Has got themselves a drive-through. Track limits. I'm presuming on that one, as I haven't seen anything come up other than that sort of thing. So, well done on that one. You're going to need to serve that, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. Class A has not pitted, but has literally just driven over the pit-in line, pit speed limit line, as I go and see what they've done. So they're going to serve their penultimate pit stop and final, and their 10-second penalty on top of that. So that's going to be a bit of a longer stop than they'd like. Did I spy a map turning back up?
I am here.
No, I have no idea if the stream was still, any streams were still going, so I just did what...
You just kept going. That's awesome. Yeah, the stream is going, but for some reason race control has been awful, and there we go. We're back in action. Yes, so, wow. So that was an experience. I managed to gain 2 places, bring us up to 38th.
There was a couple of disconnects, unfortunately, so...
Don't take this away from me. Don't take it away from me. I gained 2 places.
You managed to keep it on track better than I did, so well done on that one.
Well, so an absolute noob thing. The gearbox is shown yellow, and there's a number beside it. So as I'm speaking to Dabada, I'm saying we've only got 11 laps left before this gearbox gives up. And I'm like, we're only 9 laps now and this gearbox is going to give up. So we swapped over and he's like, you do know that was your fuel. I was like, oh, was it? Oh, right. So the car doesn't tell you when the gearbox is going to explode. Right, okay.
No, I'm not sure. That might have been me at some point. I think I managed to spam down 1 gear too many just at the wrong point.
It doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. It's one of these things. So let's have a little look as we see Proshnika right up behind Kit just now, trying to gain up to 7th position. So we've got Balawinder back in with P1, Nefediev with P2 and Solon in P3. This again, we've got battles going on all over the place. Things have eked out a little bit where it's not quite so fraught with fighting, but I have to say, I don't know how you felt, Zita, but I only managed to get 3 flying laps, and all the rest of the laps were trying to move out the way of of blue flags and trying.
I think we might have managed 1, maybe 2 in the first stint, and then after that it was. Yeah, it was just, as 501 has a bit of a bump and run on the 88 kit. Sorry, coming out of the hairpin. just gives them a little bit of a bump and run coming out there, unsettles the back of that Mercedes, and got past. Yeah, I'm going to let them see if they want to do anything about that. I'm not going to say anything either way. Sorry to jump in there.
No, absolutely. It was actually quite convenient because as I was doing a replay, you were commentating on exactly what was happening. It was beautiful. So it was. Yeah, we'll let the stewards deal with it. There was a few incidents where, and the thing is, I understand the racing, but there's some drivers who are not giving you a chance to move out the way.
Not in the slightest. You'll come into the braking zone, and I won't say what I said to you when I nip back on comms about how it's going, but it's probably too blue even for YouTube these days.
It was.
But yeah, no, they are just they're not giving you even the slightest chance to move out the way or anything. They will just barrel past you.
Yep.
Like say, David will probably back you up on some of the language that came out when we were in the car. Needless to say, it was definitely not broadcastable.
No, that's it's the nature of it. The GT2s, you lose so much speed when you're having to slow down to let the GT3 pass. You're losing, almost a second by the time they've got past you and you actually get back up to speed.
You either have to get out of the throttle on the way down into the brakes, which you're having to do way earlier anyway.
Yep.
Or you're coming out of the corner and just not and waiting almost to get on the throttle, getting into a position where they can get past, and then just holding the end of a gear.
Yep.
Until they've gone past, or most of the way past, and then you've just got to hope that you don't catch them back up.
Absolutely.
Especially coming out turn 1 to turn 3, and then turn 3 to turn 4. It's so easy to just end up tearing up back behind somebody.
Yep.
Behind a GT3, and then they've just immediately gone on the brakes. But where do I put my car? So, yeah, we just got out of the throttle a few times and just sat there behind them. I'll just save some fuel.
Yep. It is exactly what it is. So we're watching Clearzan down in 34th. They've got a stop go penalty, stop go 30 for speeding in the pits. So that's not going to. There's a bit of going on here between them and I don't know if they're actually in the same team or not, but the McLaren in front of it. So there's a bit of going on there. Let's see. So Herzig in P12 has pitted with the 296 Ferrari. We're seeing some. I pitted slightly early, so I could come back up onto the stream. But yeah, I mean the Red Bull Ring. I was saying this to Davida that I feel I learned more in that hour than I have when I'm doing 25-minute races, because you're just constantly going round the lap and you're constantly concentrating on every corner. You just find you actually get so much more knowledge about it.
It's the cars, the tracks, this kind of situation. If you haven't done a huge amount of endurance racing in this sort of format, get a group of you together and go and enter one. You will, like you say, you will learn so much in such a short space of time, because you have to watch absolutely everything.
Yep.
Whether you're right at the top, we have a yellow flag for car 94, that is Negard, looping that one out of the penultimate corner. No, out of the final corner. Hold on.
It's easily done. I've done that myself.
You look at the map and it's normally through 90 degrees. It's not, because it always points north.
Yeah, he just gets oversteer and the Porsche goes, no thank you, not today.
Nope.
Not for me.
I mean, yeah. That is the one downside of Porsche, is when it's got loads of rear end traction until it doesn't, and then it really doesn't.
It really doesn't. It goes from like 0 to 1,000 miles an hour going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So, obviously you've just got out the car. I don't know how much. Well, obviously you haven't caught up. It is looking rather interesting at the top of the field. Watson in 192 for Onid in the Maserati. They're looking like they may have cooked up bit of a clever strategy here. So they did a bit of a short stint earlier in the race.
Oh, okay.
To make up for the 25 minutes that you lose by doing full 65-minute stints.
Yep. Okay.
So they're actually currently out of sync with everybody else. So the two cars in front of them, I will just check the stint timer because they learned.
Never DF has just come into the pits.
Yeah, I was going to say they came in at 104 and 3 seconds, so that was running that a little bit tight.
that is very close.
I wonder. Is 10 has just got to 101, coming up to 102, so they will be in on the next lap, which will put them back up. So it looks like they're going to make their last pit stop first, by about 15 minutes.
Oh.
So as everybody else, about 15 minutes later, pits for their final stop,
they're going to get a clear run.
Let's do a short one now. They're going to cycle back through and do a full, by the looks of things, about a full hour.
Yep.
To the end of the race.
That's good tactics, I have to say. If it works.
Clever.
Yep. And that's what makes the difference between a team that are just doing it for some fun and a team that are doing this for competitiveness, is the thought into the tactics about pit stops and how many pit stops you get, how long your driver stints are, how many each driver is allowed to drive. All of this is calculated in, so if you are able to do something like a short stint to negate the last part, you've got a free pit stop almost, or you certainly.
You're able to maximise your stint time, particularly if you can do that short stint with a driver that's not necessarily as quick.
Yep.
You're able to minimise lost time. Sorry.
No, it's okay. There's a bit of to and fro between Wilson and Istomin. That's so close. You couldn't really get much closer without coming in contact with each other. We've got the Maserati in 11th place and the GT3 AMG, who are absolutely slogging it out now. Are any of them required to come in for pits? In fact, Wilson, is Wilson not the Wilson that was... No,
they have both just pitted. So Itzman is literally just out of the pits in the first lap out, minute and 22.
Okay.
Wilson is 17 out of the pits. So that looks... we have 15th BMW. That is Pino? 15th.
Oh yes, going cutting some grass.
Yeah, that is one of the 2 single driver entries that we have for this race.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I only did an hour and I feel actually quite tired after an hour. I can't imagine what 6 hours behind the wheel feels like.
Good evening.
Hello.
I'm not sure who that was. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at Discord.
It's Hayden.
Hello, Hayden.
There's usually a royal fanfare and a red carpet gets brought out, but I think he's got rid of them tonight, so it's...
I'm not having a very good day. Lie.
Okay, right, I'll stop. I'll stop it.
No. It's not that at all. I've been race aside for 1 second. I've been looking at why my upload speed has been tanked.
Okay.
I think BT have some kind of throttle on me, I think, because my download's absolutely fine. I get exactly what I expect to get normally, but my upload speed has, halved. Now, I can only put it down to the fact that I'd be uploading YouTube videos, and it could be that I could just be on a temporary block.
That's for now. Not fair. We've got 2 drive-throughs. Dexter Cray has got a drive-through, and Zyger has got a drive-through. Dexter back into the pits now, and Zyger's still out. So I used to work for BT before broadband came in, so it was like BT dial-up, and then ADSL came in, which then became broadband, and they have one modem between, say, 5 households, and if those 4 households are uploading or downloading, it would then affect the 5th household.
Got you.
I don't think it's quite as bad now, but it could be that I've never heard them putting a block on, like a restriction on, because you're paying for a service you can't access.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's my whole theory around it is like, well, hang on a minute. Like, so obviously I'm in quite a rural area, so
Yeah.
but I normally have around 10 meg a second upload, which is not great.
No.
But it still gets me to do what I want to do quite comfortably.
Yep.
It's now 3.
Wow, that's... Yeah, see, and it's not... I know some internets you can pay as you go kind of thing. You've got a limit
That's
of
right,
what you
yeah.
can do, but, you know, you work from home. So it's not as if you can just jack it in and go, well, do you know what? I can only work from home one day a week because my internet's restricted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not nice.
I was scratching my head, so obviously that's why I'm a little bit later coming back. So apologies for not coming back.
No, not at all.
So I ripped apart my router. I ripped apart everything that was sort of connected to the internet and directly plug a cable into my router, into my laptop, and done a speed test, and it was exactly the same because I thought there's something could be on my network that's tanking the upload speed and taking all the bandwidth, and I thought, yeah, that, you know, let's rule that factor out.
Yeah.
And no, it's there's either an issue somewhere on the circuit, on the line somewhere, or I'm being throttled. But by the sounds of it, they don't do that because you pay for a service. So there's probably a fault somewhere that I need to get in contact with BT and just talk about.
It could be. Hopefully, it's not someone that's dug through a cable and nicked the fibre optic slightly. That's
annoyingly, I don't get proper like fibre to the house. It's fibre to the cabinet and then copper pipe or copper pair or whatever you want to call it. From to the house. So. Annoyingly, it's not that great, but it just means I'm out of action. I can't do any streaming because I can't use 3 meg a second upload when people are in the house are trying to do stuff. So that was the problem. So apologies everybody for causing unnecessary stress to everyone today. I know you guys wanted to race and stuff, so I do apologise.
Not at all. No, we're happy to jump in. We've got a 5 second for Prochnika in the 501. So that, I'm just trying to see, actually they're almost 5 seconds behind Jarzabowski, so yeah.
I would say Zygar has managed to not notice their drive-through and has evidently gone beyond
He's
their
got
3-lap limit and been disqualified.
No! Yes, Zygar has been disqualified because they didn't complete their...
Now, do I do something nice here and remove the disqualification and give them another drive-through penalty? Because I can do that.
I think we're at the stage 1 hour and 35. They've done what, 3 hours and 25. It's up to you, but in a fair of racing, maybe it was a mistake. They just forgot or that. So yeah, I mean, why not? I don't think it's going to offend anyone. They're now 40th, so.
Has that cleared their penalty? Yes, it has.
It has.
Yeah.
It has. So hopefully they send a bottle of beer to Mr. Hayden at Toga headquarters, LA.
Right, I've given them a drive-through penalty again. So
okay.
They've got. Actually, do you know what? I'm not, because they've sat in the pits long enough, I think, to serve their drive-through penalty. So I'll remove that for them. But it's only fair. They sat in the pit lane for a while, so I think that's classed.
You were in the middle of reading out other penalties, so I kind of didn't jump in too much. But yeah, they were sat there for a little while.
Yeah.
Where did they drop down to? They're falling down the order.
They are.
Anyway.
So, yeah, I mean, punishment has been dealt by the game, so let's let them get on with it and see what they can do in the last hour and a half. I hope everybody who's watching has enjoyed this today. We have had such a good impact with people who have been chatting, with subscribing on YouTube and following and subscribing on Twitch. We do thank you so very much, because you are supporting the channel. It's able for us to bring these kind of events to use and continue to do what we're doing. And we're sitting second in SimGrid out of every host that is on SimGrid. We're a silver partner with them, and we're also a partner with Coach Dave Delta as well. At some point in the future, I'm only saying this as a maybe, there may be prizes that can come along that could go towards a championship winner or whatever it is, but that's where we're aiming for. So if you're in the community already, we absolutely love you for being here. If you're not in the community, if you go into Discord, search for Toga Motorsport or look at any of their YouTube videos, you'll get the link. Join us there. We're nearly at 2,000 members on Discord as well. We'd love you to come in.
I didn't realise that myself. Blimey, here we are. Christ. Bloody hell, we are. We are. Yeah, I echo Matt's comments there. I think, just thank you to everyone, really. Like, we don't... I enjoy the hell out of this because I feel I get gooey inside when we see people doing races and they seem to have fun. Yeah, you can't please everyone, let's be honest. Like, we've had a few issues today where people have had a bit of a gripe with certain things, but at the end of the day, look, we're only human at the end of the day, and we do try our best, and if we can please 80% of the grid for 6 hours, then I think that's job well done to everyone. And big shout out to the stewards. They're doing a fantastic work now. If I look down in the stewards chat, there's a good 2 or 3 people sitting down. There's 2 people sitting down there doing live stewarding. Dexter's racing at the moment, he'd be there. And obviously yourselves, the commentary team, Mac, you've done stints and you've commentated more than you should have done today. Zeta, same with you, for absolutely fantastic. Like, I welcome you into the stewarding team. You've got Cheese or Ollie that's popped in and done a stint for us earlier today. Absolute legend to him.
Yep.
And obviously, he's gone now, but it's what it is. And Ches obviously is not feeling 100%.
Yep.
We don't discriminate here. Ches feeling rough. We're not going to force him to do anything that he doesn't feel like he's capable of doing. So, without everybody that I've just listed off there, we'd be nowhere. Like George Stevens, who's obviously one of our staff members, he's on a night shift right now, so he's done stewarding this afternoon, woken up a little bit early on from his night shift, or his morning, if you like, whatever you want to call it, done some stewarding, and has now gone to work overnight. So people put so much effort in. It's annoying because me as an owner, I can't pay you guys. I can't pay these individuals for helping out. They do it for just the love of it. Don't get me wrong. If I could, I bloody would, but otherwise, I just can't. So they do it out of the absolute kindness of their hearts, and I do thank every single one of you. And most importantly, the drivers. Without drivers, we wouldn't have any racing here at Toga Motorsport, and that's facts.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yep.
That's enough of me waffling on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And sorry, Zita.
I was going to say, at least for myself, it's genuinely just an enjoyment and a passion for us. And being able to exercise that and pass that on to other people is great. It's fantastic. So if we can pass that on and make it as enjoyable for everybody watching as it is for us, more the merrier.
Yeah,
and that's what I love now. I love the fact that we are such a diverse team. So gender, age, whatever, we have got such a diverse team in this community now as staff members and moderators and stewards and commentators that it's great. It's great to see that there's such there are a hell of a lot of people that have the same passion as one another. It doesn't matter if you're one gender or you're another, or if you have a different orientation to anybody else. Like, it doesn't matter. We come together and we race as one, or we sim race as one, if you like. So that's what I love. That's what I love the most about it. It's so diverse. A diverse team that we have now. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, motorsport doesn't care who's behind the wheel.
Yeah,
exactly that. Exactly that.
It's the reason we're here for. 2 things I want to say, and this is a bit of a bugbear of mine. Do not DM people because you are annoyed about something. I have got a DM, and I'm not going to name you, but just stop it. You have a procedure to go through. If you have an issue, raise a ticket, go into contact the incident form, fill it out. Don't go into DMs, don't go into chat and put negative things. We are all adults. Let's behave like adults, please. I understand people can get upset and annoyed about things. Let's no one is dying, okay, because someone's been put off a track. So let's just focus on enjoying ourselves. So that's my rant over. Let's enjoy what we've got left. I cannot believe we have had 3.5 hours. I can't count now. 3.5.
4.5.
4.5. Thank you.
Hours, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got 2 carers now, so that's even better. So I can't believe 4.5 hours has gone past. It genuinely feels only like an hour. The racing we've had. I do want to applaud the majority of drivers today, they have been side by side. We've had 3-4 wide going into hairpin corners, no contact from any of them, and they have driven really well. When I was getting past, when I was driving, I was getting hazards put on to say thank you and things like that. Small tokens that go a long way. And absolutely, I mean, the drivers, you have done really well today. The drivers that haven't, they will be dealt with by the stewards.
It's an unknown event, this one, isn't it? It's something where everybody's in the same boat. We don't know as organisers how the race is going to pan out, because we've never done GT2s and GT3s before, and likewise with the drivers. Drivers have done races in GT3s, but not in GT2s yet. Yep. And to put that mix together, and not only that, have a brand new track that everybody is still learning how to drive. It has been quite a difficult race to steward and to commentate on, I would imagine, because, like you say, people are making just those silly mistakes that you wouldn't get at a Spa or at a Kyalami or at a Bathurst, because those tracks are well known. We are in a bit of a grey area at this point, and maybe we were a bit jumping ahead of the gun in terms of this is the first community that's done an endurance race at Red Bull Ring, but these other communities now can look at it and go, well, that's their mistake. They maybe shouldn't have done that, or maybe shouldn't have had GT2s there, or maybe should we just have GT2s or just only GT3s or whatever. So I think for the most part we've done a great job. I think we have. Yeah, we had a few issues at the start of the race with all the incidents, but it's soon settled down, I think.
Yeah. I also think that because the GT2s are new breed of car, unless you've driven a GT2 or you have raced against a GT2, you don't understand. You have to brake earlier, you're much slower going into corners, but you're really fast on the straights. If you haven't done that, I think it's catching a lot of people out today, as GT3 drivers think GT2 should be braking in the same point as them and going into the corners on fast. So it's been a learning curve for everybody. Now, I dare say, us at Toga we'll have a debrief and we'll take away points we think, right, we could do that better, or we thought, no, that was really good. But I think today the racing has been outstanding. It hasn't went anywhere near what I thought it was going to go. I genuinely am surprised how fast the GT3s are against the GT2s, and I know we've got very quick drivers in the GT3s, but at the end of the day they're still battling against cars that are almost double their horsepower. So.
I echo that. I think it's a very, very interesting concept, this is, and I think we should do this again, but a track that people are used to racing, and to see how it would fare around maybe a Spa or something along those lines, just to see what sort of output we would get from that, whether we get the same level of destruction derby, if you like, at certain points of the race, but or we would get a little bit less more calmer racing. But it'd be interesting to see. But I've enjoyed this, don't get me wrong. I think the time's flown by. It really has, and I hope everyone else who's watched it. I know we had a few technical problems my side in the middle of the stint, and that was so frustrating. But I think all in all, I think it's been a relatively successful event. Maybe we should have like a feedback form at the end of the race or something. Maybe create a little Google form just to give like feedback and put it in the Discord server and just say, let us know what you thought. Where could we improve? Maybe in the future. That might be something that we think about doing. Positive criticism and all that.
Sorry, just to jump in quick, just catching up on what's going on. We have Car 900 Audi has just got past. Is Car 72? Car 72's come back on the exit of the hairpin, and they're running down onto the first of the left-handers.
Yeah, who's going to brake latest? Is that the leader behind them? Isn't it? As a back marker?
No, that is. It is for position. This is for position. Car 91. Which one are you?
Oh, he's P16. So it is a blue flag scenario that they are under then.
Yeah. So, but these two are racing each other pretty hard as well.
They are. It's interesting. And also, if you look at the two cars, right, they look completely different. The paint jobs, like, have you seen the yellow, or is it greeny on the
luminous
splitter?
yellowy greeny.
Yeah, it really makes the car look completely different to the. I can see it's all black for me. I'm assuming there must be a livery there, but
it is only it's purple. Two-tone
it just
purple
looks
to black.
completely different. It just looks completely different, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and all the liveries look amazing today. There's been a lot of time and effort put into them, or money to someone to do it, but you know, these guys are racing the same car. The setup might be slightly different, but GT2 setups aren't as intricate as GT3s. They don't have all of the same setup changes that GT3s do. But yeah, I mean, there's a Porsche.
The Audi's just yielding now to the Porsche. That's well driven there by
yeah, absolutely.
Is it Good? Oh, Scott. I'm just going to call him Scott. I'm just going to call him Scott. He's done well there, to be fair, because obviously that Porsche isn't as fast in the straight line as the GT2. So respect to him. He's lost out on position now. So he's just waiting for the other Audi to move out the way so they can battle again.
It's really easy in the GT2s to lose an enormous amount of time with as a back marker. Oh, we have car 18 has gone for a proper wander off the track. Sorry, not car 18, 18th place. Don't know who that was.
That was
car 75, was it?
Yeah. 88.
Oh, car 88 was it? Oh, has he gone back to the pit lane?
Yeah, he's returned to pits.
Ah, look, we cleared his disqualification and he's ended up back in the pit lane.
We didn't know that, so...
No, it's true.
I'm just looking at a replay to find out what exactly went wrong. Coming up to turn 2, heavy on the braking. He's got a 296 behind him. Still not really seeing an issue at the moment. He's down on
He's got to have dropped it somewhere, surely.
Yeah, so I've went back a whole minute just because I wasn't sure how long he'd went into the pits or had been into the pits. So he's coming down to this sweeping right-hander, heavy braking. Oh, he's had a disconnect or a hardware issue.
Oh, no.
Car flashed away and then just ploughed straight on into the barrier. So, oh man, yeah.
I've never experienced a disconnect before. I'm not sure if you guys have ever experienced that, but since I've been racing, touch wood, and I'm touch wood here, I've never experienced a disconnect ever.
We've not had them on our end. We've seen other people have them, and they just exit and just disappear through the barriers.
Yeah.
Well, they take off, don't
you
they?
see somebody disappear through the barriers off next to you, like, what happened there?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I've never experienced it. I've never experienced one myself.
I would say the closest I've experienced to a technical issue is actually today, because my Fanatec pedals are inverted, so they're the same as a road-going car.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My throttle is the first version of the load cell, so it's a black with a big chunky metal. It doesn't have a spring. The spring's internal on the throttle pedal. Now I jammed a bit of hard sponge behind my throttle pedal today because it doesn't completely come back up and it always leaves a little throttle on, and I thought I can't do this today, and it fell off. And I went round the corner and the whole throttle just went full on and I'm into the gravel and I'm going, no! So that was my... I've got another set of Fanatec that I haven't opened yet, so I'll wait for that.
Oh, but I thought we were struggling with the standard dodgy sensors in Logitech pedals, but that sounds horrific.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, I've known for a while it's been like that, but it's got so much worse, and I'm like, I am so done with yous. Like, I just can't do anything. But I also ended up with...
Sorry, jump over. We've got a change for P2 now, the 888 car of... what?
Yes.
Is jumped up the inside, is jumped at the inside of Benz, so that is now a change of position then.
That's
for
interesting.
For P2.
Did Benz just come out of the pits?
Let's have a look. I don't think so.
No, they were about 3 minutes apart.
Right, okay. It's just
so that was for position.
Yep.
Interesting.
It was an out-and-out drag race, and Benz was sensible not to close the door on him, so good racing yet again.
Yeah, very good racing.
We just need to watch and see if Benz can come back. We know that Porsche is very quick. We haven't seen as much of Benz as we have a Ballowend. I apologies that I butchered the name again, but he was very, very quick in the car. Let's see what Ben's keeping up with this Mercedes at the moment.
Sector 3, the GT3s do really catch up to the GT2s, and then it's literally the GT2s are gone again.
The Mercedes is the biggest one for it, just disappearing and then immediately back on the tail and the brakes in the first corner.
Yep. I was actually shocked when I put up the track map at the start of the first stream. Sector 1 has got one corner in it, and that's it. It's like, it's just bizarre. So, yeah, as Hayden says, the GT2s, when it's Sector 1, Sector 2, that's where they've got full power. When they come into Sector 3, even the end of Sector 2, it's into the twisty, it's the technical corners, it's the slower corners, off camber. It really suits the GT3s much better, so it really is. I mean, Benz has really fallen off the back of this.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it's struggling with some GT2 traffic that's trying to unlap itself.
That's what I saw that. Yeah, I was about to say that.
He needs to be very, very careful because he's got Zarzabowski right behind him now with that Maserati. We could be looking at the...
Oh, Christ, yeah, that's closed up, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, jumping over, yeah.
No, it's fine. So this, I wonder if this is a GT2's now coming into life.
Great point. Sorry, do carry on.
No, I was just going to say, so the start, it was a bit mixed, and then the middle part, the GT3s were really coming alive and getting mixed into the top 5, and now we're seeing the GT2s kind of now pushing the GT3s further down. So, I mean, in the top 10, we have got 3 GT3s, whereas earlier on the top 3 we had 2 GT3s. So, yeah, interesting. And
I think the track temperature is coming down. Sorry to jump over you. I'm really sorry.
No.
Obviously, we started at 12 p.m. Server time was 12 lunchtime. So you would have thought that is the warmest part of the day now. Obviously, in game time now, you're talking 4:30, 5 o'clock. So you'd imagine the track temperature coming down a bit, which should play into the GT2's hands.
When it's dropped 4 degrees track since we've been out of the car. It was 29 when we got out of the car.
Yep.
And it's now 25.
Yep.
Yeah. So the GT2s now would be. But they have to pick up the pace again. The tyres won't go off as fast.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's going to be for everyone, right? But obviously, we know that the GT2 chews through their tyre a lot more than the GT3 does. So you can imagine that the tyre longevity is going to be, a lot more now that those temperatures dropping off. And also, with how long left of the race? It's 90 minutes?
Yeah,
just over 90 minutes.
Yep.
In about 10 minutes' time, then you would imagine drivers are going to start coming in for their final stint.
Yep.
So
I've got the stint timers up here. So the leader, Watson, in the Audi Maserati, is on 54 minutes. Just ticked over to 54 minutes now.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes to go.
The second place is on 26 minutes. So they've still got.
They're splashing and dashing then.
They're doing their last stint's going to be about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Then you've got Benz, who's on 40 minutes and 24 minutes, nearly 25 for 5:01. So this is what we were saying earlier. We've been following this a little bit now. Is Watson looks and that 192 car looks like they've picked up an interesting strategy because they took a short stint earlier on. To put themselves out of sync, so they cycle back through the front of the field as everybody else.
Yes, exactly. So their final stint will fall in line perfectly with the time left in this race. So if they're on their 50,
as long as they can, because their last pit stop was an hour with 2 hours 10 minutes to go, which means
that would be
next pit stop's going to be an hour and 5 minutes to go,
with an hour and 5 left at the end.
So that's really, really tight. They are going to have to time that to perfection, not run over on stint time.
Yep.
Yeah, they are 100%. You're right. But they should. Well, that's what these teams do, though, don't they? Because you look at them, go, "There's no way that they can do that," but then they actually end up doing it. But then P2, then you're saying they're going to have to pit with 45 minutes to go.
They're going to pit with about 45 minutes, so that's potentially going to come back to the Triple Eight car because they're going to pit and then be back out. Have fresher tyres and less fuel on board.
Yeah.
They're going to be running with less fuel and fresher tyres. So if they can get some clear track, they can potentially eat that difference back up. So
was the gap
it's
30...
not all over until it's over.
No, you're right. What's it now? What is it? 50 odd seconds between P1 and P2.
Yep.
Or no, it's less than that. Actually, it's gone down to 30 seconds. What's the time? You guys have obviously done it today. What is the pit length? How long were you guys in the pits for when you stopped?
It's
Between
about 2/3 of a lap. It's
yeah.
a minute, and it's about a minute total.
By the time
a little bit more.
They obviously coming out the pits, you've got that horrible right-hander, which then slows you right down. So, I'd say between 40 and a minute is the kind of the time of going in.
I would say probably a little bit longer because you've got at least a 30-second pit stop in there.
You do, absolutely.
So I'd say anything up, worst case, you lose essentially it's a lap in terms of time as a worst case.
Interesting.
So it really is.
Speak of the devil, car 900 is pointing very much the wrong way coming onto the main straight. Don't know what happened there. I'm going to do a quick replay and see what happened.
Yeah, I'm just doing that.
They have a GT. Were they pushed or did they jump? That's the question.
I think there was tanglement.
So Porsche just got in right on the rear corner there and just touched.
This is what I'm talking about. I was talking about this earlier on. My experience, some drivers assume they have the right to dive bomb you into corners when you are being lapped or you are actually fighting for position. That is not the case. A blue flag isn't the same as a Formula 1 race. You don't have to get out of the way. If you wanted to be stubborn, you make them go off the racing line to get round you. But these dive bombs where, hang on a minute, I have the right to come past here, how dare you take the racing line, that frustrates me. And that's maybe something that needs to be a hard, fast rule.
I think possibly a slight... I don't want to tell stewards and team how to do this. Possibly a slight redefinition of what the blue flag is. Because in normal multi-class racing, the blue flag is blue and orange.
Interesting.
Which is the same flag as Formula 1 see when they come out the pits, that there's a faster car coming down the pit straight. Which means you don't have to give up your position, but you must remain. You don't have to give it up, but it's recommended when you feel it is safe to.
Yep.
Otherwise, remain predictable, hold your line, and it's up to the car over. It's the same as an overtaking maneuver at that point. Up to the other car to find a way past.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That was about
900 wobbly. Yeah.
Tank slapper.
Who was that?
That was car 900 again.
There.
So absolutely. So my experience in the last 3 corners, you have a GT3 car catch up with you, and they don't wait until the straight. They dive bomb into either the second last corner or the last corner. And there's no need. You just wait a second and you'll get past from that. So we've got Logut, who's into the pits with a stop-go 30. We've got Chayabanyu with a stop-go 30. Lefferman has just been issued with a 10-second penalty. Just have a quick look and see. He's car 36.
5 is just coming out of the pit. So I think they've just served the pit.
The penalty,
yep.
So
their penalty.
Car 36 for pushing another car off track and causing a collision, so that's the reason for that penalty. Now,
because here, sorry, Matt. Before you carry on, I was just going over what Zita was saying about, and you about the rules. But we turn around to the drivers and say, if you're in 0.4 gap between the faster and the slower vehicle, move over when it's safe to do so. It doesn't mean, like you're saying, that the faster car is going to dive bomb you into the next corner. The slower car should move out the way when it's safe to do so. If that means it's going to be within a sector or two, then that's unfortunately how it has to work. I don't agree. I think you're right. I think maybe you have to be a bit more stronger when it comes to dive bombing under the blue flag scenario, because especially here it has been noted that there has been a few drivers that think it's their God-given right to, I'm under blue flags here, I'm going to send it.
Absolutely.
When that shouldn't be the case.
And the ones that did it to me they weren't in the middle of a fight with another car. You can understand if you're fighting with another car, you are desperate to get past, and even maybe use them as a blocker in the next corner. But absolutely, it's some drivers need to tone it down slightly with aggression. Yes, you have the right to get past because it's a lap car, but you don't have the right to decide when that's going to happen. The car you're lapping will decide when it's safe to do so. Like Zeta said, it's safe to do so, not in the middle of a corner.
Agreed.
So,
I agree with that.
As I say, we take notes from everything we do. We're not perfect. We're human beings, so we might not get something 100% right, but we'll take a note of it and we'll make sure that it doesn't happen again, or that we can improve whatever it is we need to improve. And as Hayden says, it's a really good idea to send or to put a Google spreadsheet into the Discord and say if you have any constructive criticism or anything good or anything you want to put down that isn't just an absolute complaint about some other driver, have at it. And it's a two-way street. We do stuff for the drivers to be able to drive. We want their feedback to then improve that experience for them as well, because as Hayden said earlier on, this is exactly why we're doing this, for the drivers and for the viewers who are watching at home or wherever they are watching.
Agreed.
So,
and talking of viewers at home, Julius is in the YouTube chat.
Julius!
How's it going, Julius? How's it going, buddy? Long time no speak, my friend. Hope you're keeping well.
Sorry, I'm making some slightly squeaky noises because Triple Eight and 501 are trying to make friends. I think is the answer.
Oh, no, close. Jeez, I didn't realise. Yeah. Blimey, that is for position as well. That is the last podium place.
It is the last podium place. This is second and the third. On the podium, it looks like Watson has pitted.
Yeah, he's in the box now, isn't he? Yeah, of course.
He is pitted.
Ooh, that's tight.
They're not going to finish.
Seriously tight on that.
They're not going to finish, no, because they're going to have 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Well, hang on. It depends. If they come out the pit lane with less than 105, they're not.
They're coming out now. They're just that's them past the line. 105.51.
Stint time hasn't adjusted on my screen, but I don't know whether it's just because I'm bugged out. Yes, it has. So it's just started. They're not going to have enough stint time.
No, they've made a mistake. Oh wow, what that is, and a margin of less than a minute. Jeez, that's going to suck.
Oh, we're on the same page here. I don't think they're going to make it.
I don't think. No, they had 45 seconds. It was 105.45 when they were out onto the straight, clear of the pits completely. So no way that they're going to have enough time. I just hope they haven't employed a Ferrari F1 engineer to do a stint for them or something, because they don't work. They've got an A to Z of how many different strategies they've got. So good luck to Lewis Hamilton when he goes there. They might need to cut it down.
I was going to say, that is.
So
that's interesting.
We've done a couple of owned events previously, and we do know that they are reasonably well organised. So to have potentially done that that's a bit of a biggie.
That's a big one. And these two we're watching just now have both went over track limits on the second last corner.
Oh.
So they need to be driving like Miss Daisy. I don't know if they got a warning for it, but they were certainly wide enough on full power that it would have been close to it. So, and Jarabowski goes wide.
Oh, he does go wide.
He goes wide. Oh, look at the flash of the lights.
Flashing lights, nice.
Trying to put him off, but the thing is...
are you going to say the same thing? The car 501 is closing the gap.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got a 5-second penalty as well. It's going to get served.
5-second penalty, and they are on 101 on stint time. So they are basically going to be in this lap.
Right, okay, but they're going to be able to do it though, whereas the sister car didn't. So one car's benefited from the strategy and one car hasn't.
Wow.
It's this is going to be interesting by the end of the race. This is going to go down to the wire of how
This really is. They are they're going to be praying for everybody to have long last stops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to have to go beyond.
Oh.
They cannot go beyond the 5-minute mark.
No, absolutely no. Do they get disqualified if they go over the stint?
Yes.
Wow.
If you go over your driver time, you will get instant
So
disqualification.
if you are on the last lap and you are within seconds of the line and you go over, is that still a disqualification even though you're basically inside?
Well, you've went over the stint. I would assume as soon as the stint is finished.
If the timer goes to 0 before you cross the line, that's it. Like if you cross the line on 0, I mean, I've never seen it happen before in my life, so I'd imagine that would be okay, but I don't think they're even going to get there because by the looks of it, they were
45 seconds.
Yeah, 45 seconds is the difference.
I mean, it is possible, but
and the only thing I can think of is they just run down the pit lane, essentially give themselves a drive-through and hope for the best.
Yep.
That's the only way of doing it, is they need to give themselves a drive-through.
Unless they are going to stop for a splash and dash. Because that would be the only other way that it's going to work, right?
It would reset the timer.
It would reset the timer, wouldn't it?
As soon as you enter the pit lane and leave, unless they do it right on the last lap.
Well, they had how many seconds gap? Sorry, they had like 30-second gap, didn't they?
Yeah, which means they're going to be 15 seconds short in time.
Yeah, P3 in the pits then.
Yeah.
Car 500's in the pits. Yeah.
Car 500 just dropped in because they were on.
Well, they could. They could box. They could box for a drive-through essentially.
Yep.
And that would reset their stint timer, and they wouldn't lose out too much time.
It will be properly tight.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This is either going to be the cunning plan of the decade, or this is going to be the biggest mistake ever made in sim racing history. Someone's either going to be a hero or a villain.
Yeah, I don't know in all the ins and outs of the team, but if there is somebody being paid to do the strategy, they're going to get fired if this goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's going to be interesting, that for sure, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is. I'm glad you're enjoying it. You're watching some Eurovision national finals, Julius. I can't think of anything worse, but if it's your bag, then I'm glad you're happy.
So, 2, 3, just to give you a quick update, so the two cars first and second now have 41 minutes on their stint and 38 minutes respectively, and Seville in third, car 192, is 5 minutes 18 seconds.
Oh,
and we still haven't cleared the hour.
That's not going to work either.
No.
Nope.
Oh no.
So we'll see what that is. I think they're going to be 6 minutes by the time the hour clears. So they're going to have to lose a minute somewhere.
Yeah.
Sorry, some rabbi on Twitch then just tune back in. What's happened? A lot has happened. It's a bit difficult for us to probably try and summarise it in the last hour. But essentially, what we're seeing now is, well, we don't want to say it's a catastrophic error for a team, but potentially could be a slight miscalculation with the stint timers for the leader. Is basically what we're saying, is that they're essentially 45 seconds short on their final stint timer. So if you've got a drink or a beer or coffee or whatever you're doing, sit back. You're going to enjoy the last hour. I'm sitting here with my feet up. I'm going to enjoy the last hour of this because this is going to be fun.
This is ultimately going to go down to the very final seconds to see who has done the right strategy, who's messed up, and who's actually possibly going to win, because this could hand the lead to somebody else who's just been consistent.
So who does this potentially hand the victory over to then? Does it hand it over to...
So at this point, it is looking like...
SAR 297?
Benz, is it not?
Yeah, Mr. Cray.
So that's Dexter.
Dexter could win this.
Cray has to pit. Because, hang on, no, Cray still has to pit. So, you own car 500, potentially.
Oh, that's Gwad's.
That is a bit of a
because they've just gone out. Everybody else in front of them, apart from 192, has to stop. because they're all on 40 or 50 minutes plus.
That's wow. That is it's going to get tasty. Yeah, Rabbi, it's a shame you're not in it because I only did an hour and I really enjoyed it. But hopefully next time we can have you commentating on you racing. I've absolutely loved every minute of doing this, and I can't believe we're down to the last hour now for this. Can I just put a shout out to Mr. Mandalisi? He is now doing 3 stints in the car, and he is now at P37. So he is driving like an absolute genius. He's got a broken gearbox. I was driving. Ooh. Oh yeah, the gearbox is done, absolutely done. Like I was trying to short shift and
told you the cars break. I told you they break halfway through the race.
Oh, I'm telling you. I ended up with a puncture at one point as well, and I'm like, I'm not even going into the pits. I'm just going to keep driving.
No, we had that at the start. We at the end of our second stint, we shredded the fronts.
Yeah,
and I think both fronts were going down at the same time. The steering was just getting heavier and heavier for the last 15 minutes. Just like, no, effing end, please.
So we had a chat with Davida's brother, who is an actual motorsport engineer, and he was going through all the Motec stuff to tell us what we could tweak. The front right tyres on the GT2s don't heat up, and because of the nature of the track, they are not being used for grip all of the time. So when they do go into a corner where they are being used, they're cold, they're getting scrubbed, and they're so easy for them to get punctured. It was the front right for me that ended up getting punctured.
Wow.
So yeah, the GT2s, you need to be a bit more careful than the GT3s in terms of damage you can do to the car.
Interesting. Now that is very interesting indeed. So yeah, big shout out to Mandalisa. I mean, Davide was a driver that come to us, blimey, Rookie Wednesdays, season 4 or 5, I think, maybe earlier than that.
I think
and was a rookie. Yeah, he was a rookie, 100% a rookie. And now all of a sudden, he's applied himself. He's been racing fantastic, and now, excuse me, he's like, his brother does his engineering stuff. I mean, he's such a nice guy as well. He's so humble.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's only 20-year-old, so he is. Yeah. He's not an old person in age. But I mean, I dropped into the chat and I said, David, I'm really sorry. Could I do your second stint, and can you do the last 2 stints? And he's like, yeah, no problem. It's not an issue. I want to read out, because we did ask for people to put things in about themselves into this. So one thing I do want to tell you about, when I can actually find it again. There we go. So Davida has put in his thing. I'm sure that Mac knows me at this point, but for all the other new commentators, I'll update my previous introduction. So this shows you his sense of humour. My name is Davida, and I'm a 20-year-old guy who fell in love with sim racing. I started on the PS4 quite some time ago when my brother Dario gifted me Assetto Corsa. In brackets, at first I didn't really like it, to be honest, but time made me enjoy it, close brackets. I then evolved from there. Now me, Dario and Riccardo, a friend of us, opened a team, an association officially registered in Italy called VM Technology, for which he is a sim driver. We also have a real-life motorbike racing going on. I joined Toga at the end of last year, and I love some of the people I met in here. As you can see, I talk a lot, so I think that's enough for today. Hope to see you in the track, and remember, if you ever feel slow, just drive it like you stole it.
Yeah, what a guy! What a guy!
That just shows his sense of humour and everything. So yeah, and he's always upbeat. You never find him when you're doing a driver interview. He's never down or upset about things. He's just, the way you find him is he's just always the same. So yeah, absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, what a guy! What a nice guy! What a nice guy!
Absolutely, he's one of our. Oh, Dexter Craig going over the gravel there. Not sure that was the Optimum Racing line there. I don't know if he got miffed by some of the back markers. So he's coming round. He's got 2 McLarens and an Audi GT2 behind him. Now I'm assuming those are back markers. He's got 2 back markers in front of him. He's braked. Oh, he's been tagged. Oh,
no.
my, that's the one person you don't want to tag is the head of stewarding.
Yeah, not the head steward. Yeah.
I am, of course, joking. Dexter wouldn't be reviewing any incidents he was involved in, but oh my god, why did the McLaren decide that that was the thing to do? Again, I think that's just an experience from people that don't know how to drive GT2s. So I would say, if we are going to do another one of these, if you're a driver who is thinking about it, please go and drive the GT2 for half an hour or an hour. Get to know it and understand why it's totally different to a GT3, and then mistakes like that won't happen. Because that was a tiny little nudge, it put him right off. Dexter's currently sitting fourth. It is what it is, but I just happened to catch him as he was doing it. So. Sorry, Dexter. Sorry, I assumed you did something wrong. I apologise.
Don't apologise.
I just wanted to give you guys an update.
Yes? How are you feeling, by the way?
The headache's a tiny bit better, but I think I'm starting to like get a cold or something.
Oh,
I
baby.
I hope it's not COVID, mate. I really hope it's not COVID. But yeah, well, Hayden's been through the cold. I've been through the cold. It's just horrible. It really is. So you go and rest yourself, put your feet up, chill out, eat some more of your bread, unless you've eaten it all. And
it's all eaten. I have like half the dough left in the fridge that I could just
make some more and send it to Mac. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah,
great idea. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna write down the recipe.
Yeah. Well, have you not got it copied somewhere? You could just send it rather than having to write it down.
More importantly, why haven't you done it already?
Well, it's in Swedish, so
oh
you
god,
Google Translate.
You know it is.
How good is your handwriting?
Google Translate.
It's I have it
Terrible.
on my phone, so I'm just gonna translate it and send it to you.
Oh man,
I'll send it to all of you guys. Want it? It takes like half an hour.
Oh yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Right,
we can break bread.
Yeah, we can.
Toga bread makers.
Right, go and rest yourself, my friend. Thank you so much for what you've done today, and don't feel bad at all.
I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be lurking for a bit. I might pop in and like
that was very, very close there. Oh, they're swapping positions in every corner here. I'm just looking at Cababulin and Gray. Oh, and Gray's went wide.
Christ.
Oh.
Yeah, he's gone on the grass. Oh no, did he get stuck on the gravel or was he...
I think he got slowed down quite heavily in that. So that's cost him. I wonder if the pressure got to him or but I mean,
or maybe just thought, I'm not into this now. It's like an hour, half an hour before the end of the race.
I'm done.
I'm not gonna.
I want to go and watch some Netflix. I can understand that.
Sends it deep on the brakes, and checks out.
Yeah. He does. He goes, nah, I'm fine. Whilst I'm here, just quickly, I didn't realise how many followers, subscribers we've had over on YouTube, on Twitch today. Absolute legends. We had like 17 followers, and a couple of YouTube Twitch subs.
Oh my!
So thank you.
God.
Some noises. What on earth
Oh
happened there?
my goodness! I'm looking at 721 who just rear-ended the Maserati in front of him. Luckily,
oh no,
neither of them came off the track. But again, it's catching up with a GT2 into the last corners. And he goes over the yellow sausage curb. He's now looking as if he's going to spin. Oh,
no, he's okay. I think he's managed to save it, hasn't he?
Okay, yeah, but that curb is horrible. If you hit it in the wrong way, it will throw you into outer space. It really does. It's horrible. And this curb as well. This isn't a great curb to hit. The sausage curb.
Yellow's on the yellow's on last on that corner as well. Car. Which one was this? Car 27. Raker. What happened to you?
Oh, is that Marco Richter?
I just clicked the wrong button and now I can't see the replay because I put 15, not 30 seconds.
It's okay,
all I saw was the end of that and where I picked up.
I'm just watching it just now. So he's coming up to the second last corner. His blue flag's waved up and he's got a Porsche and a McLaren behind him, closing in quite quickly. Okay, nothing. Oh, he gets a bit oversteer coming out of last corner. Porsche is on his outside. He's on the inside as he comes up to turn 1. Oh my goodness, come on. Oh, he basically just collide into each other in turn 1. Yeah, that shouldn't be happening with people that know how to sim race. Yeah, but unfortunately he's paid the ultimate price. He's the one that's lost places and...
So just a quick one.
Yeah.
Car 888, are they yet to stop for their final stint? Is that what we're saying? I'm just doing.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to do some.
They're on 53 minutes. Coming at 54 now.
Okay, so they're going to stop now and potentially come out around about P3.
Also,
I'd
have
imagine.
car 721. They have stopped out on the main straight. Not 100% sure
they have, yeah.
what's going on there. Now,
Yeah.
the car they made contact with did hit. So I don't know if that was. I think that was a. They've just reset the timer, so I think that may have been a time sensitive thing. So they were running out of time anyway.
That they can't get that car started because I can see that
maybe a disconnect of some form.
Because I can see them pressing the throttle pedal, but I can't see them trying. They're not. The engine is on 1 RPM.
There's some kind of disconnect or something.
Oh no, they're trying to. They're switching up through the gears, but they can't. Do you reckon they've lost the hardware failure?
I think so.
That might be a hardware failure there, and
yeah, because the steering looks to be working, but I think maybe the pedals have disconnected or something.
Well, no, the pedals were fine because they were accelerating. They can't get the car started. That's the difference. I think that's the problem.
They haven't blown the gearbox, have they?
I mean, I don't think they've run out of fuel either, have they? They've returned to garage.
Okay.
They've just returned to garage, yeah.
Over them.
So yeah, exactly. Yep. So I'm just looking at doing the calculations then. So car 888 is yet to stop, but we know they're going to stop in approximately 10 minutes time for the final stint.
Yeah.
They're going to come out around about P3, just in front of Dexter, I think.
Dexter will stop before.
Okay, so he's going to box before, right? To do. Right. Okay. Fine.
And then Benz will box the latest out of those 3.
Right. So saying that, so Dexter's team then could be on for a P2.
Yep.
At this rate, if we've done the calculations correct, because what we're saying is that car 192 and 67 have somewhat miscalculated. We're saying at this stage.
67 should be fine. They're on 53 minutes.
Okay.
So I think they should. They haven't made their last stop yet.
Right. Okay. So
the only one out of that top few that have made their last stop was Salville and the 192.
Right. Okay.
There's a couple of cars that have now done that, which is 5 and 501 have both pitted basically at the same time. They're seconds apart.
Yep. Hello, Sweebo. Hello, Spance. How you doing? Welcome into the channel. Welcome into the
so mayhem. Sweebo is my brother Ryan.
All right, okay.
And Spance is my other brother Matt.
Oh my god, how many brothers have you got?
Well, that's it.
It's a family affair tonight. The sweets are taking over.
Well, yeah. Well, one of them is one of them's a sweet. The other one's not because it's a step brother.
All right, okay.
Tell Hayden to lose.
Needs to lose weight.
I mean, if you could spell it correctly, then that'd be fantastic.
Hayden is assistant. I can see some bans coming in here, some timeouts.
Yeah, well, one of them's a mod you can see on the YouTube. So,
You fix the PC setup. You need to downscale to 1080p before you buy a capture card that can handle. Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't dive into anything just now, Ches, and see what happens, because I reckon things will be moving in 2024. Oh dear, there's upset in the family now.
Ah, well, I'm sure he'll get over it.
What have we got here? We have...
Hey, there's Spance deleting all these messages.
Having a failure to find the driver that I am following. Alright, now why can I not see them on the left? Oh yeah, because it's the leader and they've lost the track marker. That is Angel. Blaming out,
No-
Angel,
no idea who
you
you are.
have done amazingly well. You are 43 and a bit minutes away from managing to do 6 hours solo.
Oh,
I was going to say,
wow.
how many solo drivers have we got left?
2.
Two.
Both of them are
two.
still running.
The
The
322.
322 BMW
Yeah.
is the other solo driver.
Jeez.
Yeah, 6 hours in a GT2 is... why?
Pain. Pain and misery is the only thing I can describe it as. Congratulations, both drivers. Wow. 6 hours of sitting with no breaks, no nothing. Just they must know the Nürburgring better than everybody else. That is all I'm going to say. Oh, there's a McLaren that's the wrong way. I don't know who that was. Maybe a back marker or something. Yeah, I don't know.
See, what, is there a yellow flag? Is there somewhere?
Well, it would have been, but they were facing the wrong
right
way.
up at the top of the hairpin. There was a cluster of cars and they were in the middle of it. I think that was that car 27 again?
It was a black one without livery, so I'm looking
That
at...
sounds about right.
Yeah.
I've got 27 that's dropped back a little bit.
Yeah, could be. Can I just point out that Zeiss is over 1 minute... No, he's not. He's 10 seconds ahead of Seville.
He's over a minute ahead of P3 though. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's why I was getting confused, because I was like, what?
Yeah.
How did that work? No, he's not. He's only 10... 15.
So my timing board and my race control is a bit broken because it keeps shooting up to over a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's doing the same thing for you.
It is doing the exact same...
I think it's the end of the lap it gets a bit confused.
Yeah. So Dexter hasn't went... Oh, Dexter's coming in. Dexter into the pits. 41 and 41 minutes left. Yep.
They've pitted a little earlier because they were on 50... It's just declared 58 minutes.
Now, do they just take fuel, leave the tyres, or do they change the tyres?
They've done 101. So yeah,
they'll take tyres.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they'll all have to take tyres for them to be anywhere near competitive towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so we're obviously keeping an eye on Morgan goes past.
500 and 501 obviously have now just jumped back up because they have pitted.
They've pitted, so they're kind of out of sync with everyone else.
R9 still has pit. They're on 58 minutes.
Yep.
So they still have pits. They're out of the question. They'll drop back down. So the question is, Salville is at 25 minutes. This is not going to work.
No,
neither is 501. Oh, yes it will. Yes it will. Sorry, my bad. Oh, I can't read.
Yeah, 501, 500 and 501 are both pitted, so they're at 20 minutes.
They'll be okay. Yeah, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
So it is literally just car 192 that's going to be.
It looks like 192, and it looks like Benz will drop back at the pit when they pit, as will Diz, because they are due in this lap or the next.
So Dexter is in the car, by the way. Oh no, he's not.
No,
Dexter's
he's not.
out the car.
Kanika is now in. There's currently P8. Obviously, the cars in front of them are going to be pitting relatively soon. Who's going to?
Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry, go on. I'm just trying to work something out. So basically, what we're saying is that Dexter's team has dropped down. They've lost 2 places because car 500 and 501 are going to be ahead of them on the track at the finish, right? Because they haven't got to stop again.
No, they have not. So they will be. Looks like potentially Dex will be third.
Okay, so
that is correct, isn't it?
Just for you, Donald, where's your trousers?
Yeah, so Ryan's got this fascination with Scottish people. So, there you go. He's Max, not a what is it called? A performing monkey.
No, you need to speak to the organ grinder, who's the one in the comms box. So that means Dexter's team are looking at a top 5 position there.
Probably. It depends how far the Triple 8 drops now.
So Triple 8 is now in the pits.
Is now in, so they will fall down the order.
Depends if
depending on the gap.
So
when they come out, maybe
So I'm keeping an
Funny,
eye on
maybe racing.
Dexter's car is just coming down to sweeping right-hand bend for the Sector 3 starts.
Okay. Ooh,
It's
we've got
not
slow
before we
car.
monkey.
419.
Go.
419 running slowly.
So car 888 then is back out, just come back out the pits.
Okay.
So they're right now then. So Dexter's team will be 4th at this current stage.
Yep. So
Yeah.
they've split 500 and 501 car,
Yes.
and Morgan still has to pit when his McLaren GT3.
Yes. Correct.
What
Or-
about
yeah?
Itzman? Is he still to pit?
Yes.
Car 24.
Yeah.
Right.
Itzman,
Okay.
Morgan,
Benz.
and Benz.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Oh, so there we go. Itzman's just
Benz
coming
will
to the
drop
pits.
down. It looks like Salville will looks like it will lose out. So it looks potentially like 500 from 888 from 501 as the top three at this point. Obviously, that may change if
Yeah.
888 gets a move on,
Absolutely.
or if any of those get a move on, then that could all change. There is still 37.5 minutes to go.
Absolutely.
Wow, 37.5 minutes. Jesus.
Spans, have you ever heard of a Scottish detective called Taggart?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he has. Okay.
Yeah.
There's been a murder. There you go. That'll keep your Scottish thing calmed down now. So
They are a bunch of idiots. I'm so sorry.
the family always has one, so they do. Kanika, so P7 at the moment. 20 seconds behind Morgan.
But they got a pit. Morgan's got.
But Morgan's got to pit. Yep.
So yeah, but looking at Dexter's team P4, P5 potentially, or maybe a bit further up depending on other people happening ahead.
Itzman has just been passed by Wilson. Oh, yep. Itzman's just coming out onto the straight now, so potentially will he catch the AMG? Yeah, I think he will. The two AMGs either seem to be battling or one of them's a back marker, but certainly Itzman looks like he will maybe clear Wilson in the next couple of laps, I would think. Puts him then up behind Carter, who is ragdolling that Audi as if it's been stolen, as Davida would say.
As Davida would say, yeah.
So, the interesting fact we have is Carter is really on the charge. Carter is directly behind Kanika. And there's 10 seconds. So they've got 35 minutes to try and catch up with Kanika in the hope that either one or both cars in top three end up getting disqualified.
Yeah, very interesting that. And I think we've done...
Brogan, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. You're a hero, thank you so much. If you search for Toga Motorsport in Discord, you will get a link there if you'd like to join the nearly 2,000 strong community that we've got. But thank you very much for clicking that follow.
Yeah, legend. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. What was I going to say? Yes, we got 37 drivers left on track, I think.
So Benz is just coming out of the pit now, and he has held 5th place. Morgan is also in the pits now, so Ben's back out in P5.
Wow, he's done well there. So that's a good.
That's a good stop.
That's a splash and dash. Was that a 30-second stop?
I didn't see him going in, so I couldn't really say for certain. But
that
was very quick.
No. That was a 19-second stop. So they've not taken tyres.
Oh, so is that?
They.
Oh, okay. So they've got 35 minutes on what are already an hour-long old tyres. That could be interesting. Will they start falling off before the end of the race?
Yeah, Zeta, just clarify that. That was a 48-second pit stop. So time in pits was 48 seconds. They were stationary for 19 seconds.
Right, so
that's
it's
not long enough to change tyres.
No, absolutely not. Brogan, great race, guys. You were solo in the end. Your other two drivers couldn't race. Was P10, then took a break, but it was fun no matter being last. Brogan, you did something a lot of people couldn't do. So you did, including me. 6 hours on your own. Wow.
Yeah, good. Hats off to you, man.
You did really well. You should be very, very proud of yourself for what you've done.
Yeah, 100%.
So Kanika now up to P6 with the pit stops and everything that's going on. Out of the top 5, who's left to pit then? 192 and
192 doesn't look like they're going to make it. Benz has pitted
right.
and is coming back out now. They're on 148 on their time.
Yep.
Triple Eight we know has pitted. Everybody else, that looks like everybody now in the top 10 has made their last pit stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is now down to what they can do on track.
Absolutely. So if you've just tuned in, we are guessing with estimating times 1 or 2 cars may end up running over the 65-minute driver stint, which will disqualify them automatically as soon as the time reaches 65 minutes. So don't go anywhere. You've got 32 minutes left till the end of this epic race. We have loved every second of it. GT2s and GT3s is just amazing to see it, and we've now got the top 5 only has 1 GT3 in it. Which,
wow.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the track temperature for you.
It is, absolutely.
That's the track
absolutely. So
down.
we have learned so much today about GT2s. I mean,
we have
absolutely learned a lot. So that's interesting. I wonder if there might be a YouTube video coming out about that at some point this week.
Could be.
Said this
if you're going to make it.
Yeah, I might make it. Sorry, on you go, Zita.
I think some of this, I said it a little earlier on, I think some of this comes down to the caliber difference between the drivers that have jumped into the GT2s for this versus those that jumped into the GT3s.
Yeah.
Purely because if you look on SimGrid, the GT3s are still rated as rookie, as an overall field, whereas GT2s were ranking as intermediate.
Good observation. Yeah,
so
good spot.
I think some of the speed difference or similarities we are seeing are also a experience and skill difference between the drivers.
Yep.
Not saying that the GT3 the GT3 drivers aren't good. There is clearly a rank, at the very least, on an observational level at looking at SimGrid, that is the difference there, which is probably what also jumbled the field up so much.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that with strategies with the more experienced teams and the more experienced drivers, that they're the ones floating to the top.
Have you seen who's in car 420? Mr. Alex Hertz.
Oh, where did he pick up from?
I thought I saw his name and I'm like, no, I must be dreaming. That it is Mr. Alex Hertz. So yes.
Just observation, there's a battle on for P2 and P3 now. The 888 Mercedes is
hotly
literally on the tack, on the back of that Maserati.
Maserati's had to pull out. Oh, no, he's spun.
Oh, the Maserati's got the power too early and dropped it.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
Let's have a look at this from...
Was that a touch aggressive from the 888 car? I mean, I just missed it. The camera angle changed for me, so...
Yes, it was aggressive. He didn't have the gap to go for. If it wasn't for the Maserati, the two of them would have been off.
That might be a report coming in then from the 500 car.
I don't normally get involved with disputes, but for me, if I was looking at it, that was a dive. There was no way there was any room for it to happen. He's taken a chance, and unfortunately, Maserati's then spun, which has then caused some real issues. So
they dived on the Maserati. They really didn't have space, and I will say, well done to the Maserati for unfortunately only coming off with a spin.
Absolutely,
that could have gone so much worse for both of them if they'd turned in. That would have collected both of them and taken both of them out.
Yep, absolutely.
So well done to the Maserati for only ending up with a spin and not having a bigger accident. But also, that was. They literally were just on that rear.
Yeah, they weren't even.
Aerofoil at the back of the car.
Yeah, they weren't even long side or anything.
No. Heads up driving from the Maserati. Well done. Like you did the best you could in that.
Absolutely. And then unfortunately paid the ultimate price for pulling out of it and being sensible that there was no point in trying to fight some ludicrous move. And the Mercedes nearly does it again with a back marker.
He does.
Yeah, he is cruising. Dr. Mobius on Twitch. Yeah. Are you seeing a top 3 for car 42 in the GT3?
Yes. Yes. Third in class. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, third in class overall. So yes, absolutely. Is that one of your friends, one of your teammates? Adrenal, you love the livery of car 36. Let me just put it on screen for you again so you get your little fix of it. It does look amazing. The McLaren looks great in most, so it does. So yeah, we got some changes happening here. Look at this 3-way battle with 3 McLarens. Oh, and this is getting very spicy, almost getting pushed. And there's a stop go for Torza in P21 as well, stop go 30. These 3 McLarens, there is no love lost between this. Let's take 100%. A look at this as we go down. At the moment, there's 2 of them taking the first corner. One goes wide. The McLaren you see with black livery hasn't been uploaded, unfortunately, but he gets such a good toe all the way down that straight, and actually gets too much of a toe. He drafts the black and orange McLaren, and then they two are very, very close together when they come round, but kudos to them for not colliding. But that was skin of your teeth stuff.
And also, that car 81 is the car that we had to ask to change lastminute.com.
Right,
so
okay.
The fact they're still running on the grid is also hats off to them.
And they're sitting 20th, so I mean that's no mean feat.
Yeah, because they were in
they were quite far down.
Ooh, we are seeing a few. Oh, Hayler, you've managed to cop 25 seconds worth of penalties.
No,
I can tell you what.
Do tell us. Do tell us.
Ironically, it was during my stint.
Yes. Was it when they bumped into the back of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you ended up going over the gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you please don't watch the stream back. Don't watch it. It's not worth watching. If you did have to watch it, I'm very sorry. I initially thought you had went off on your own. I do apologise. I know you're a much better driver than what I gave you credit for there, but I rewound the replay and absolutely seen what happened.
Himself.
Yep, I did. I give myself good talking to as well. But no, how was the car this time round in comparison to your first stint?
Honestly, this Maserati is so nice to drive. It's so nice.
It just looks so smooth. Like I said it earlier on today, it looks like it's just floating along, and yeah, it's a beautiful car. Absolutely beautiful. It sounds amazing as well, and yeah. No, kudos. I
think your team. Oh, sorry, Max. Sorry.
No. I was just about to say what you were going to say. So on you go.
I think your team also is probably going to gain a couple of extra places. We were doing some calculations here in the comm box, and car 192 isn't going to have enough time to finish the race on their driver stint time. And neither is a car number. No, I think that might be the only one. So it looks looking likely you potentially could gain an extra place as a freebie, if you like, before the end of the race, if car 192 doesn't disappear up the road.
That'd be nice, because at the start of my stint, I had a back marker punt me and making me get a drive through as well.
Oh no! If there's one car you do not want to go near, it is one that says Dexter as a driver. It's avoid it at all costs. Let it do what it has to do. Please do not collide with it. We were joking earlier on that the person was going to absolutely hung for rear-ending you, but we obviously explained that you don't look after your own incidents for your car and things like that. So, I mean,
I just my teammates reported it for me.
Cool.
The stewards were finding it hard to have to show them where it was, and I said, look, this is your incident.
Yep.
I have no say on it whatsoever. You decide what penalty is. I
Absolutely.
Can't say anything.
And I'm not going to say this just because Dexter's here, but the way he runs the stewards is really good. I am mighty impressed. Like, everything is very clean cut in terms of what the stewards are. It's expected of them, what they need to do. and what the do's and don'ts are. So, for instance, you can't do your own instant, you can't do your team's instant, can't do your teammates' instant. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, fair play to you, Dexter. You're absolutely running it the way I would run a department. So, well done.
Thank you.
I will hold my hands up. Like I say, we've been in a few different places. We're new to you lot here. By far and away, one of the most organised and well sorted setups.
Right.
In terms of stewards, races, the way it's all set up is.
Yeah. Oh, it is absolutely.
By far and away the most organised we've come across.
Yep.
So that is no mean feat whatsoever.
And that's alright. I know I'm great. I know I'm great. You can just say it. Look, I've had enough of this walking around it, just pretending. I know I'm good. You just have to say it, all right? Just get it out there. I'll take it on the chin like a man. I know I'm good. I know I'm great.
Sorry,
that's
I'm
enough.
Just doing what's going on here. They're not in the pits. Sorry, I was just looking. The gap is bouncing around with Triple Eight. Has been just doing the mild mental arithmetic, which at this point in the day is not exactly easy.
Oh no, exactly that. No.
It feels more like mental gymnastics. However, it does look potentially like if 192 do a drive-through, it'll reset their time.
Yeah.
And they could still come out basically in front.
Yeah, they're 46 seconds now, 50.
Right on the front.
Oh, it's on the limit,
right
is it
in
now?
front of the Triple Eight, or literally on its rear bumper.
Wow.
Hang on, I just need to go apply a stop go 30 seconds. Be right back.
Yep, okay.
Okay, mate.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, right, enough love. The commentators don't like stewards and stewards don't like commentators. That's the way it is.
Yeah, go away now, Dexter. Check it. I'm joking.
We God, he's cracked out the half Scottish thing. That is interesting though, Zita. I'm so glad you're here to be able to pick stuff up like this, because I would have totally missed that. So
no, I'm sat here just watching the gap, because it's what is going on is gaps are getting
back and
bigger,
forward.
getting smaller.
Yep.
501 and 500 of because 500 Triple Eight has managed, obviously got past 500, which is probably up in the air.
Questionable.
That may be an after hours decision. However, 192 may be able to run down the pits and reset the timing with enough left. If they get it right, be able to do it without running out of time.
So
I'd love to be a fly. Sorry, before you carry on, I'd love to be a fly on the wall. In their Discord channel right now to find are they frantically doing the number calculations?
By now they're going to get an almighty shot.
Never.
I mean, we are not being. We're all of us. I know, obviously, some people have done longer stints today than others, but we are all in agreement here that they haven't got enough time to finish.
45 minutes.
Yeah, and there's 20 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
And they're on 45:40 now.
Yeah, so they're going to be 10 minutes?
10.
No, sorry,
about a couple of minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
but if they do so, the stint will only reset if they actually stop at the.
No, entering the pit lane resets the stint time.
Oh, that's sneaky.
So if they do a drive-through, it will reset. Because people that do have drive-throughs, it reset their timer.
Oh, okay.
I can confirm it does work, because I've done this exact thing before.
That doesn't surprise me, Dexter. You must have like numbers floating in front of your eyes, and because you sound like a kind of guy that would know rules and know. See, I didn't even know any of this. Like, it's not a manipulation as such, but I suppose if your driver stint is done, a drive-through shouldn't really clear your time because you haven't boxed. It's just
the way the game works. The second your rear tyres crosses that line, time gets reset.
It's also the way it works in SRO.
Right, but it's obviously
exactly
the game.
As soon as you cross that pit limit line, your time stops.
Yep. So
and then it doesn't restart again until You leave the pits
leave the
in
pits.
terms of total drive time,
Right, okay.
but your stint will reset by
Yeah.
driving through the pit.
Fabio, how are you doing? Good to see you on YouTube. Sweebo, what did you mean about the new subscriber alert? Was there something wrong with it?
I think he was
or-
asking me something, I think.
Oh, right, okay. There's a beautiful Mandalisi just in the background there with that beautiful commentary car livery that Zeta did earlier on. But, I mean, this is a battle for position for P9, sorry. Wilson in his GT3 AMG and Itsuman in his Maserati. And they're battling as if they're both in the same classification. It's really good to see. Dexter, has anything surprised you about the GT2s today?
It's kind of what I expected.
Right, okay.
Exactly what I expected. I knew from a steering standpoint, a lot of door bangs.
Okay.
Lap 1,
Yep.
I think we had something like 30, 40 contacts lap 1.
Wow.
And about 80%, about 90% of them were just door bangs.
Right, okay.
They were,
Just-
yeah.
Just cars out braking into each other, just kind of the GT2s getting a little bit in front and just kind of tapping the car. It was
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Yeah. It's I think, as we're saying to Hayden earlier on, I genuinely think we've learned a lot about the GT2s today. Just in the fact of, and Zeta did make a very good point about this, whether the cooler temperature suits the GT2 better because of how it absolutely destroys its tyres depending on how you drive it. But did you find your front right was either still a little bit cold on the outer third or slightly less pressure than the rest of your tyres?
So the tyres do some really weird things.
Uh-huh.
So my first stint, I was overpressured a bit.
Right.
But like at the start of the lap, tyres, I was hovering about like low 27s. Towards the end of the lap, like towards the last two corners, they were like almost high 27s.
All right, okay.
And then it's just in those two back straights, they cooled back down again. It
Yep.
was really where they go up and down quite a lot.
It's, yeah, it's strange, and obviously they've been using the tyre model to replicate as much as real life can. We found David's brother is a motorsport engineer, and he was running through Motec last night, and he was actually saying we actually altered the camber on our front right tyre more than what the rest of the wheels were, just to try and generate a bit of heat to keep the heat in the tyre and also keep the pressure up, because I ended up with a puncture and it was the front right that ended up with a puncture. So yeah, I think we've taken a bit from it today.
Sorry. Oh God, that's carnage. 134 had a spin. Let's go back and see what on earth happened there. Coming up into the hairpin at the top of the hill.
Oh, we've got to change the leader. Change of position. Car 88 is now
It's all
dropped
part of
down
this
to P4.
134. They got
Ooh.
tangled. They got tagged by 111 by the looks of things.
Oh,
and
no.
then all carnage breaks loose as they try and get back. And
Oh my god!
select
Oh,
five.
why rejoin like that? Oh my god. Yeah, that is absolutely brutal. They drove into the middle of the racing line as the leader was coming around the corner. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, he's lost. Triple Eight car has lost out on two places.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of punishment for that 134 car. There's no way you should do that.
Form up, so
On that note, I'm going to jump back in.
Okay.
and look at that. But I just want to say a massive thank you to all the stewards today who have steered, especially Ascadian.
Yeah.
He's been here for the whole day. Like, fair play to him. I've got to give him props.
Yeah, no, everybody in the stewarding, including yourself, Dexter, and George, who's on a night shift, but he got up early just to do stewarding before he goes to work. I know what that's like. It's not nice, and hats off to you all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Dexter, legend, man, as always. Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much, mate.
Right, see ya.
See you, mate.
So,
We have such a good community of people. It does make me sleep well at night.
makes you warm and fuzzy inside.
It does. We're such a good bunch of people.
There's a
Everyone
change of
goes deep.
position. Nefediev
everyone
up
went into the fourth, into the first. What's called it? Yeah, first.
That is a position change there. He's now
Yeah.
got a McLaren back marker he needs to try and get past. So this is, like I said, we're on 13 minutes left of a 6-hour race, and we still can't call who's going to win this race.
So I'm riding on board with the leader, by the way, because I'm like frantically saying, are they going to box? Are they going to pit? So I've been on. I'm on the leader cam right now. Okay.
Cool. Right.
Yeah. And see if they have enough time.
So 5:01 is.
That gap come down. That gap massively come down.
Yes,
so I don't
it
know
does,
if they're trying to stretch something.
Gwards is now only 30 seconds behind in P2,
Yeah.
and
I
we
don't know
know.
if they've realised or they've just managed to pick up a bunch of time.
Yep. The time is changing so quickly. I don't understand how it can
I
race
think
control.
that might be to do with where they are on circuit. 'Cause
Right.
the 192, where is 192 on track? Going through
Coming-
fast sections?
Start finish line now.
Start finish line. So they were going through a fairly fast section, whereas 500 was going through a fairly fast section. They are almost.
So Gwards is almost half a lap behind.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm just watching his position, and he's only now coming into the right-hander, and he's got cars everywhere in front of him, back markers.
Yeah. So
This is really playing into 192's hands at the moment.
yeah, I reckon looking at the distances, I think 192 can run through the pits and just about come out ahead of them. But they are going to be on the limit.
Yep.
They are going to come out somewhere around them. I'm wondering if, with the time they've got left, whether they're trying to work it so that they can come out into clear track.
Yep.
At which point I would be looking at it now, because you're in the middle of the mess at the moment, going through the right-handers. There's a bunch of cars behind you, you've got a couple of cars in front of you, and then there is this gap which looks like you might be able to file back into and create yourself some space. I would expect them, I would guess, would come out somewhere between 72 and 11 as a rough guess.
Wow. Sorry, I'm just looking at Wilson and Itzteman in P910. They are banging doors with each other. Oh, my word.
Leader's still out.
Right, okay, so Gwads is now just turn 2, heading back down the hill. So, yeah, so they're about half a lap. That's him just going into sector 3.
Leader's almost just lost it into turn 1 as well, by the way.
Oh, what?
They are pushing hard. They're pushing hard.
They know they have to gain about 20 seconds. And
So they are about 16 seconds short of their. I'm just looking at the times. They've got effectively 10 minutes to go, just under 10 minutes. For their stint timer runs out, and it's 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
It is, yeah.
It's the time it takes to run down the pit lane, basically. Is the amount they've screwed it up by.
Yep. That's
So-
wow.
Not only that, right? Because the timer will tick over. They've still potentially got to complete another lap, haven't they?
Yes.
So
Yeah, you need at least a lap, almost 2 laps time worth, depending on where you cross the line.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly
Because
that.
if you cross the line with a second to go, the last... No, that would be your last lap, wouldn't it?
Depends where your pit box is.
No, if they're on track.
All right, okay.
If you cross the line, you need a minute and a half on your stint timer to get back round again.
Yes, you do. Yep.
So have they timed this perfectly then?
No, I don't think.
No, I think they're too short on time.
Yeah, I think
I don't think they've got enough drive time to do it.
No, I think they're maybe. Oh, these 2 banging doors again. I think there's only. I think there's a matter of seconds in it, but I think it's in the wrong side, and yeah, it's going to be painful. I mean, 232 laps.
Unlike fuel, you can't just slow down.
Yeah,
and
true.
it out. This is a fixed time.
Fixed time, yeah.
It will take. You will be that time wrong, regardless of what you do with the car. So, if they're going to try and send it, they're going to have to make it count.
Yep.
and where they come back out is going to make, when they pit in amongst traffic and where they come back out is going to make all the difference.
A drive-through for Sachsenheimer, car 720.
yeah.
So
Just rolling in now. They've obviously just got that and have gone, okay, fine.
yep,
Deal
just
with
get on with it and get it done.
Yeah.
I can't take my eyes off of this. Esterman and Wilson, they're just... They must either really love each other or hate each other, because they're attached to each other every single lap. They're both going wide at the same time. They're banging doors every lap at the same corners. And we've spoken about this before, where if you're behind a car, now I don't know how Hayden's mind works for this, but if I'm behind a car for several laps, I'm analysing where they're braking for every corner, where they're maybe not the best racing line, and where I could maybe take advantage every single time. You're analysing the driving, but I don't...
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right, yeah, I'm exactly that. So I'll be looking at, I'll give it a few laps and see, like exactly that. Won't repeat that, but you're just trying to find out where are they weakest.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then I'll once I've identified that, then I'll try and just move over, just to make it look like I'm going to send it up the inside or try and go around the outside. And that 99% of the time, that's enough to get past them without actually really having to make the move.
Absolutely.
Because if you look like you're going to send it, the driver behind's going to go, oh, I'm going to move over because I think he's coming.
Yep. Absolutely.
You're not. You just place in the car there just to see what it's like, and then it's just easy overtake then.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's difficult to do that, right? Because you do get frustrated when you get stuck behind a car.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. And then you start making mistakes yourself, which then gets into your head, and then
you start pushing too hard. Yeah, exactly.
And then, sorry, Zita.
Sorry to jump in. The flip side to that is that you follow them and you spend so much time focusing on the back end of their car. All you do is just match them.
Yes. So if they go off, you
just
go
put
off.
exactly the same lap times down. The gap doesn't change.
Yep.
Because this is some back markers that are going to make a difference. That is car 36 that is getting in the middle of that lot. Is that you just end up matching their lap time because you're just following them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can't find a way past. You haven't been able to see that break. And every time there is that break, they put their car where you've had that drive or you've had that gap. They just put their car in it.
Yep. No, absolutely. And that's why when you see two cars racing like that, if the lead car goes off track slightly, the car behind it will, because the driver's too focused on the rear of the car ahead rather than looking past that car to what's on the track. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier on. You try to look as far ahead as possible and then bring your eyes back towards you. And you do that all the time. That's the best way of trying to drive, and I keep trying to teach myself, and it doesn't always work.
We got a request in the chat about YouTube about car Porsche 67.
Yeah, I was on it for a little while.
Sorry, breaking news. Leader is about to go in the pits.
Okay.
Leader is going into the pits.
I realised they are bailing for the pits.
Okay. So Gwads is currently still on coming up to turn 2 at the moment. So he is 3/4 of a lap. 3/4
Yeah,
of a
they
lap.
got loads of space. They're going to come out with loads of room.
Yep. So this has been the most cunning plan, master plan that's ever survived.
They were pushing so hard 192. They were They were on the edge for a good few laps to try and break that gap. So yeah, they've struck then. So where is?
Yeah, stint time has just reset, so they're just going to start rolling out the pits now.
Yep. Gwads is on lane to 6.
I'm following. It's just coming through the S's by the looks of things.
Yeah. Well played.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well played indeed.
Masterpiece, absolute masterpiece, and something for everybody to learn at home, because I didn't know this. So there you go. There's a manipulation, call it what you will, but
you see it. You see it quite a lot, particularly at places like the Spa 24, where they'll reset. So to burn like amateur drive time, if there's a long caution or a long safety car, they'll just put an AM in, run them for a stint. If it's a really long yellow flag, run them through a stint, reset the time when it looks like it's going to come back out, and then they'll go out and go full chat, because you've just burnt, say, 20 minutes behind the safety car of slow driver time.
Absolutely.
So it is something you do see, and it is an interesting thing to have modelled in. It does mean you can play this game, but yeah, that was, if they hadn't realised, that would have been catastrophic error.
I'd love to be able to talk to them.
Yes, absolutely. So
I'd love to ask that question if they are, if they potentially.
134. What was that for?
20 seconds.
They have got a bunch of penalties. Why is that one that for?
That looks essentially, that's it then. So we've just with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go then in this race. It's very much like that's going to be 192.
Yep.
And that's how it's going to finish, I think. Unless the 888 car can close the gap, was it 1.7 seconds then?
Yep.
It was doable.
It is, and anything can happen with back markers, but...
Yeah, it's still 4 tenths of difference was last lap between car 500 and 888, so...
Yep.
You would imagine car 500 has got a bit of pace left in the locker there to try and hold on for the next couple of laps.
Absolutely. Dexter 134 caused the death at turn 3. Okay. Gotcha. I think that's a decent penalty for that.
Are we offering out interviews at the end of the race, or
we
are
you
guys
yes.
wanting to do a hard and fast cut? I mean, I'm happy.
I'm happy to have a chat with anyone that wants to jump in. If you are a driver or you're part of the team, on our Discord there's an interview waiting room where you can jump into that voice chat, and one of us in the commentary booth will then bring you into the comms box where we can have a chat with you about the race. We don't particularly want to hear about specific incidents or a specific driver. We're not here so people can bash other people. We just want to know from your point of view how the race was, how the car was, and things like that, and keep things upbeat and keep things positive. So if you are, spread the word. We'll be happy to chat to you after the race, which has got 1 minute and 15 seconds left.
I'm sorry, that was a moment and a half. Oh, we've got a slow car on track. 192 nearly dropped it well and truly coming out there. They were sideways well and truly coming out.
They are pushing hard, I think.
They are
I'm not
still
sure why
going. They're not giving up because they know... Well, to some degree, once you're into a rhythm of pushing that hard, backing off can actually be the worst thing to do because you lose concentration.
Yeah. There was just a big hit on the loud pedal that caused the oversteer that was going on. So, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Philippe, it looks like Benz is going to come in 5th position overall. But let's, I mean, this is a stroke of genius, what they have done today. It shows that the team have worked really hard about tactics just as much as it is about driving. And yeah, I mean, a round of applause for them. They've got multiple cars in the race, and we have just I've thoroughly enjoyed all 6 hours. It's been absolutely immense from start to finish.
Yeah, as to summarise, then I think it's been an absolutely fantastic race from start to finish. We had a lot of unknowns in this race going into this race. I think we can all say that. But I think overall, I think it's actually turned out quite well. We're finishing with 37 cars out of 50 or 49, whatever it was. So it's not too bad over 6 hours, considering a lot of people were solo or just having major incidents and stuff. So yeah, we roll on to the next one, I suppose, don't we? Oh, I must have bored people.
There we go. Sorry, just had an off-track moment there coming down through the middle part of the circuit. End of sector 2 for the 39 Verona McLaren. Look like they may have collected somebody else. We've got yellow flag, car 81.
And that is it. Unfortunately, that is it. The leader has
crossed the line.
crossed the
That
line.
is- Okay.
He has taken the victory here at Red Bull Ring. It was quite an anticlimax in the end. It was such a stellar drive from them. We sort of just completely forgot that they'd actually finished. It's looking like P2 is going to be Watts in car 500 coming home to take second place. Only actually a second behind a 888 car, although I don't think that's quite finished between the argument between those two drivers, considering what we saw maybe sort of 10-15 minutes ago in the race. But car 500 comes home to take P2. The 888 Mercedes comes home to take the last podium place, followed by car 501 in the fourth place position. If you want to call it by classes, car 67 in Benz is coming home to take victory in the GT3 class. Absolutely fantastic drive from those to be finishing P5 on track, up against sandwich between some GT2s. I mean, it's some fantastic driving from the Porsche in the end. So great shout out to those guys. Car 297, so that's his Dexter's team, is just about going to come home to take P6 with the Audi just behind them. That was hella close. Scott Donaldson in the PS UK Esports team coming home in P8, which is second in the GT3 class. Again, they've done a fantastic job. And then Wilson coming home to take the third place in class for the GT3, ninth overall for him. And then P10 is the car 24, who rounds out the top 10 between all. That's it. We've done it.
We done it.
That's
we
it.
Absolutely done it.
Job, everybody.
What an amazing job from start to finish for everybody. Huge congratulations. Everybody should be very proud of their own part they played in today, whether you were a driver, whether you were supporting, whether you were in a chat, whether you were stewarding, whether you were commentating. Absolutely outstanding. I think we've done really well today, and I do think we deserve to pat ourselves on the back for it. I'm
doing it right now.
If you are looking to have a quick chat with us, any drivers or team manager, please come into interview waiting room on Discord, and we will pick you up from there. We would like to speak to some of you and find out how it went from that point of view. But absolutely outstanding. GG's to everybody. Absolutely, Fabio. Wow, what a great race. Philippe, GG's. Thanks for the event. You're very welcome, Philippe. I'm glad you were here to enjoy it.
Johnny Savile, if you're, I've just seen him pop in the Twitch chat. If you want to come in and have a quick interview with us, if you feel like you want to, please feel free, man. We'd love to find out about whether or not your strategy was a thing that you scheduled for, or it was a last minute. Oh shit, we need to change. We need to dive into the pit. So yeah, if anyone wants to come in and have a chat with us, please feel free.
Yeah. Savile.
He's definitely not going to come in now, is he?
He's not coming in fact.
No, I've really ruined it now. I'm so sorry for butchering your name.
I think we've now probably ended our career on YouTube and Twitch all in one go.
See you guys. Bye now.
Oh, Davida, what a race. Thank you so much for stepping in to do it initially, and thank you so much for being able to change everything around just to help us out. Thank you so much, Davida. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
Yep. So again, anyone who's watching,
absolutely love to do more of this, but I'm absolutely dead.
No,
so
listen. These things. It's almost like going to the gym. You need to train yourself to last for a period of time and things like that. So don't be worried. You're not letting anyone down. And at the end of the day, you're doing two jobs. You're doing your commentator, you're doing your stewarding, and everything else that's going on. So don't never feel like that, my friend. You can just make some bread to make up for it and send it to us. Oh man, Davida, that's so nice. You know what I mate. Thank you to Mac, Zeta, and everyone at Toga for making it possible. And our car didn't finish last. I would just like to point that out just now as well.
Yeah, well, we do have someone in the waiting room So yeah, we
Okay,
can
let
tread
me-
carefully.
Let me.
Oh, we've got our winner as well in there as well.
Beautiful. Right. Well, I'll bring the winner in first because I think he deserves to speak first before everybody else.
Oh, he does.
I'm going to let.
I'm going to be quiet.
I
I'm
was
not
gonna-
going to say any
Oh,
words. No,
right.
'cause I know he's just shouting at me. He's definitely going to shout at me now.
Mr. Oh, he's jumped out again. Hello, Mr. Seville. I do apologise for my colleague's faux pas.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
I'm so sorry.
Oh man, a huge congratulations. Your team played an absolute blinding job. Was that always the plan to do a quick splash and dash at the end?
No. In the first stint, I don't know if you caught it because you didn't. I watched it back. I don't think anyone caught it. My wheel died,
Oh, you're joking.
and I was stopped at the side of the track, so I had to turn it off, turn it back on again, and then I had no force feedback. So I did an early stop and swapped over
that's
to
why
Miles
then.
where I sorted out the issues.
Right, okay. We were bigging you up saying that this was a master plan of the decade, that what you have done is something no one else has done, and it turns out it was unfortunately a bit more
was
luck
just
than
necessary.
anything. But I mean, how did you enjoy it today?
Yeah, well, that's the first time I've really tried that car and the GT2s, and I thought that was a pretty fun car to drive.
Yeah, the Maseratis are beautiful cars, and in fact, was it not the top 5? There's 3 Maseratis in it, so it shows that they're definitely a car to drive. But obviously, you need to have the right person behind the wheel. Did you feel comfortable in the car? Did you feel like you were able to push it without over pushing it?
Yeah, I found it quite easy to drive, to be honest. I should have been doing a different race today. I should have been doing the LFM VEM race. But,
it got postponed, didn't it?
Yeah. And then Miles was like, "Do you want to do this?" I was like, "Yeah, okay,
Wow.
I'll do this."
Well, and there you go. So it was worth your while doing it.
Yeah, I got to race today, so
Absolutely. I take it everybody in your team's quite happy with. Was it 3 drivers you had in the car today?
yeah. So it was Miles, Jordan, and myself.
We obviously.
How was the mix of mix of track and classes? Obviously, because this is the first community that's decided to bite the bullet and do Red Bull Ring with a split class. How did you find mixing it up with the GT3s?
I thought it was going to be chaos, to be honest.
So did we, yeah.
But
Yeah, so did we.
it wasn't. It didn't end up being that bad in the end, from my experience.
Maybe
from my
being that far
perspective.
in front, it was okay, but a bit further back throughout the race, there's been a few contacts. I think at the start of so we did live stewarding, obviously, for the first 30 minutes, and we must have had over 100 contacts, mostly because of door banging. It was like 90% of it was because of door bangs and stuff like that. But
I mean,
our stewards have definitely earned their money today, for sure.
I mean, it's like they're quite evenly matched at Red Bull Ring.
Yeah.
But the pace is like gained in completely different ways. Like the GT2s are just massively faster down the straights, but then they really suffer in the corners compared to the GT3s, and in the braking zones they're massively different.
Yeah.
So I can see how people get caught up in incidents with each other.
No,
just by
100%.
misjudging it.
No, 100%. Well, honestly, thank you so much for racing with us today. Hopefully you haven't got caught up in too much carnage, and you've enjoyed the last 6 hours. We definitely have, watching you race today and your team racing. So a massive congratulations on the victory. You guys drove impeccably well, even though we didn't even capture the fact that you had hardware failure halfway through your stint, and we were praising you that we were trying to work out the maths. We were like, you sure these guys are going to make it to the end? And then Sita was like, no, they're not going to make it.
We were trying to stretch it as much as we could, and we missed out by half a minute. I think it was
like 30 seconds.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Because I was watching the onboards of you guys, just sort of, so I'll stick with the leader, and I was like, oh, he's there pitting, they got in. Let's see where they come out. But you were pushing that car hella at the end, so I guess you were trying to make that gap to try and make sure you come out back in P1. But Well, legends, amazing race, and apologies for butchering your name. I'll take
No,
that.
it's okay. You're not the
Could've got it
first.
any worse.
You're not the first.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were just laughing, to be honest.
So sorry.
We don't have champagne for you to spray, but Hayden will send some carbonated water down to you that you could maybe take out to the garden and spray as
there we go.
a celebration.
Right.
So, big congratulations again, Jonathan. Well deserved, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Cheers. Thank you. Thanks for hosting.
Oh,
no
no
worries.
problem. It's our
Okay.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Gave me some racing to do today.
Yeah.
Didn't have any. So thanks very much.
No worries.
No
Have a
problem.
great
Take
evening.
care.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so not everybody in Discord has got the same name as what they do in ACC, so some of these people, we have no idea who they are when we bring them in, so let's bring who in and see who is who. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, right, so we need to figure out who is who.
Who is
Yeah, so you...
G1 finisher of GT3 class?
Oh, I'm so glad I chose
Oh,
you.
you're the Porsche. Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
yes.
Oh, nice.
You and your teammates did yourselves very, very proud. At one point, you were leading the entire race as a GT3 car. Outstanding, I have to say. Was the Porsche just absolutely nailed to the ground? Was it just that good?
To be honest, we chose the Porsche because we have a pretty strong connection to it. We
Okay.
started using it back in the day when it was OP,
Mm-hmm.
back in 1.8. And we chose it mainly because of the sound.
Yeah, well, that's a great way of picking the car. If we like the sound of it, that's quite cool. That's awesome. That's a brave choice, though. The Porsche, is it not? Especially around Red Bull Ring. So I think as much as it was great for the guys to win it, to have a Porsche finishing first in its class, if you like, is a strong feat. So congratulations to you. How was the Red Bull Ring and the mix of GT3 and GT2 for you guys?
The car felt great, thanks to the team for setting it up and all that. It felt way more stable than I thought because the Porsche.
Interesting,
and
yeah.
rear engine. But yeah, the GT2s way closer than I thought as well.
Yeah, very
They were,
interesting.
matched the pace of us.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it would be so close, but yeah, and good racing as well from them. Although the lap traffic was a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. Is this your first Toga race with us? Is this the first time you've done any sort of racing with Toga Motorsport before, or have you done anything else?
I did some in the past
Okay.
with my team,
Interesting.
but this is the first of the year, I guess.
Oh no, yeah, cool, yeah, nice. Congratulations on the technically a victory, is it? In sorts.
Yep.
For the GT3 in class. So I hope you've enjoyed your last 6 and a bit hours racing with us, and have a well deserved break now, and get some try and rest up for any more races you've got coming up in the future.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, okay. I don't know who Nikra is either, so let's just go for Nikra or Nicera. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can I ask who you are, because Discord names don't always match the names on the ACC?
Oh, we were number 420.
Okay, that unfortunately means nothing to me. My brain is scrambled.
Silvio.
McLaren finished 7th.
Right, okay.
Oh,
Sorry,
Okay.
I've managed to remember to keep the race control
Hello.
open with the right page on it this
You're
time
amazing, Zita. I don't know what I would do without you,
Hertz.
honestly. Yeah. Oh, Alex Hertz. How did the race go from your point of view? Did it go as expected?
Well, not really, but it was an absolutely insane comeback drive because we got killed in the first 30 minutes.
Oh no.
And like an Audi came in the last corner and he did a rejoin and he fully accelerated with TC off and spun into us.
Oh no.
And 1 minute 30 seconds of damage and
Ouch. That's a lot. Well,
and we went we went from P46 overall to
Mhm.
P19 overall, P9 in class.
Wow.
Oh, decent.
What a
Amazing.
comeback. What an absolute
Yeah.
comeback. And
Yes, of course.
it wasn't easy because trying to get past GT2s or very quick GT3s, you need to be absolutely on point with your driving. Otherwise, it's game over. Was there any issues in terms of any stops that were messed
Well,
up or?
we managed to almost get with finish without the plus pit stop.
Okay.
We didn't though.
Ah.
We needed to do a splash and dash in the last 5 minutes.
Right.
Like we stopped for 9 liters of fuel.
Oh,
We
9
managed
litres.
to
Oh,
finish
that's why
P9.
you stopped. Yeah. Nice.
I saw Alex going into the pits near the end. I'm like, surely he's not doing a change now. So that would explain why. Yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoyed. We've absolutely enjoyed the 6 hours today, and we've enjoyed watching all the battles going on, and basically it's just been a pleasure.
Yes,
So
it was very fun. Also, my internet went out 10
oh
minutes before I needed
no!
10 minutes before I needed to get on the stint.
Oh
And
no!
Alex did 3 stints.
Oh well.
And
good.
I should have been the one that finished the race.
It wasn't
So
meant
he
to
did-
be.
It wasn't. And I feel so bad for Alex that he needed to stay there. He had a bathroom emergency and he couldn't go.
Oh no.
It was very, very interesting on the
Oh
converse
man.
with him.
See, these are the things that nobody tells you about when you start sim
Yeah,
racing.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
But I mean, Alex is such a good guy that I'm sure he probably didn't mind doing that for you. So I mean,
No, he's the nicest of guys, man.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
absolutely.
Like I'm his main teammate now, and I'm so honored.
Yeah, absolutely. I've interviewed Alex a few times, and he's just such a gentle soul. So pass on our congratulations to him for
Yes, will do.
for the comeback, and I hope to be commentating again soon on one of your races.
We will see each other in the Mini Endurance Championship. actually.
Oh, nice.
I will
There we
be-
go
I will
then,
be
yeah.
with- I will be with Beata Bocenska, if you know her, from Turn 1.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Maybe too much information.
Not at all. Not at all. That's excellent. So look forward to it, and go and enjoy the rest of your night. What's left of it.
You too. You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Take care.
Okay, we've got
Oh, we're still going.
we're still going. We've got 2 to go yet, so I'm going to shut up this time. Someone else can chat
do it,
to
I'll do
them. This is Moritz.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Uh,
First of all, thanks to the whole team for organizing this event. It was very much fun. Really enjoyed it.
Absolutely no problem at all, buddy. Who were you on track, if you don't mind me asking? Because obviously Discord and
Yeah, of course. We were the 720 McLaren. My teammate is also in the waiting room if you want to move him.
oh, was he the one we just spoken to, or are you? Is it the guy?
No, that's
I think you didn't speak to him.
Is it
So far.
Finjo?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
Is he your teammate too?
there you
He's
go.
my teammate.
Finjo's in as well now.
Oh, okay. So we got a whole team in here, or well,
No,
90%,
like
90%
one
of
driver's missing, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
like
90% of the
2/3
team.
of the team.
So how did you find the race today? Was it as you expected it to be, or did you find it difficult, or how was it for you guys?
Well, I mean, we didn't achieve our goal. We finished in P10. I mean, we were hoping for some better results.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, some things were all like personal mistakes, and there were some incidents we couldn't do anything about it. So
Yeah, it's always a tough one, isn't it? When there's some things that are out of your control, and you can't do anything about them, and some things, such as hardware failure, you are sort of in control, I suppose, but and obviously just making mistakes out on track, it's very difficult to try and keep that concentration level, isn't it, for a prolonged a long period of time. It's very difficult. So you say you were riding you was in the 720, the GT3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Okay. How was that car set up for you today? Like, was it? Did you feel the car was okay? Just didn't feel like you could have gone a little bit faster.
Personally, I say the car felt really good. I mean, we had a decent pace, but it's just like challenging with the whole like the 50 other car or 49 other cars with the GT2s and the other GT3s. So in the end, if you're just stuck in between some lap cars and some GT2s that are fast on the straight but slow in the corners, it's just difficult to.
That is the hardest thing, isn't it? Yeah, when you're under blue flag scenario with a GT2 and you can't get past them because they're, accelerating down the straight, and you just haven't got the pace to get past. They should be yielding, but it's difficult for a GT2 to try and slow down when it comes to things like that. So, yeah. Sorry.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but on the other hand,
okay.
I think it's very interesting the other way around when you're like getting lapped by a GT2 car.
Yeah.
When you approach the middle part of the sector, of the circuit, okay, I'll be quicker. I can stay ahead for the middle part and then let them go on the start-finish straight. So it had a little bit of a strategic factor as well. So it was kind of pretty cool, a new challenge.
Yeah, no, it was. How did you find it with the GT2s as well? Then how was it racing them, especially around a circuit that, again, I'm assuming you guys have not done too much practice because it's only been out for a small period of time.
Well, it was quite tricky. I think I've never raced against GT2s before, and you can't compare it to GT4s because GT4s are simply slower.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to challenge. Yeah.
And
but it's fun.
I mean, you mentioned it. We didn't have too much time to practice, so going into the race, we didn't really know.
It was unknown, wasn't it? Yeah.
What pace are they doing? Where do we find ourselves on the grid later on? So yeah, it was a whole new challenge, but interesting to see, and yeah, it was a really nice event.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much, guys, for racing in today's race. I really do appreciate it. It's a shame that you maybe couldn't hit your targets that you guys have set out. It's cool that you guys have got sort of inter-team targets that you'd like to hit every single race, which is really good to hear. Hopefully, if you stick around with us, we can race in a few more events. We've got loads coming up over the next rest of the year, if you like. I'm sure we'll do some more sort of endurance racing throughout the rest of the year. So thank you so much for racing with us. We really do appreciate your support today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
No worries.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Right.
Two left.
Still got two more. Right. I'll bring him in. This guy needs a big pat on the back because he was your teammate and he's done me a favour today.
He is a legend.
Done me a favour today.
You legend, Mr. Mandalisi.
You awesome human being.
Thank you.
We
did it. Yeah, you did it. You did it.
You did it pretty much. You and Zeta. I just did a cameo appearance for an hour, and that was me. It was like some kind of rock star moment for me. We didn't finish last. I have to say, we didn't finish last.
Even if it seems that we were second to last, penultimate, we were not, because I want to remind you there were a lot of retirements.
Yep.
So.
I came back into after doing my stint and I said I managed to gain 2 places, and Zeta went, that's because people disconnected, and I went, no, I gained 2 places, thank you very much.
That's going on my CV.
All in all, we finished 4 up from where we started on the grid.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
How was the car?
Not bad going.
How was the gearbox? Because we weren't sure how the damaged gearbox system worked.
We had a nightmare where we could see laps going down on the durability of the gearbox, and we were just imagining it.
Whoops.
And Mark
broke it.
No. So I'm driving round and I'm saying to Davida, right, this is saying we've got 11 laps left of the gearbox. Right, I'm taking it really easy now. Right, it's 9 laps left of the gearbox. So we swap over and I hang about for a couple of laps, and Davida goes, Mac, that was the amount of fuel you had left.
Oh, you banana.
What? What? No. So yes, that was me thinking that the game was telling me the gearbox was going to break in so many laps.
Because we had the engine icon going well yellow.
Yeah.
Oh.
More, and I said, okay, maybe we need to downshift less fast because the GT2s don't have that great shift protection.
Yeah.
So maybe calm down, go a bit slower into the hairpins, just take seconds in second gear instead of first, and stuff like that. And then I go in the car and I'm like, Mac, was the lap counter right besides the engine? Yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
Mark, I have to tell you something.
But I tell you, see, getting told something like that from Davida, it doesn't feel like you're being told you're an idiot. It actually feels like someone's complimenting you, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I am an idiot, but thank you for making me feel like I'm actually all right.
Come on.
Oh man, sorry, I'm gonna go ahead.
I was just gonna say from me, just thank you, Davide, because I had a few technical issues today, obviously with my stream not working as expected, and you stepped up and helped Mac out and helped the team out. So just from me personally, thank you for doing those extra stints. You're a legend. Thank you, mate.
Massive thank you from me as well.
No worries, mate. Aiden, I saw the problems on stream, etc. So it wasn't for me any problem to do a double stint at the end instead of in the middle. So make one more stint, that's fine. Also, I want to thank you all at Toga for organizing this and for making it work all the way through, even though all these difficulties have come. Also, the 6 hour full coverage of commentary was quite unexpected by my side. And I just wanted to say that some behaviors, Mac should have already told you, I think, were not so fair. I'm not talking on track, but outside the track, some disrespectful behaviors. I know events like this attract a lot of new people into Toga.
Yeah.
And I know that what you think about this, so I know you'll do something. And
thank you, Davide, for pointing that out. Yes, we will have a debrief, most likely tomorrow once the dust has settled and once you've had some sleep and we've recuperated, and we'll definitely go over this again, and we'll put some stronger rules in place to stop things like that happening again for future. But yeah, thank you for pointing those out. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And again, just a big thank you, Davida, and hopefully I'll be able to drive in the same car as you again at some point soon.
I hope so. Also,
massive thank you, and it was really enjoyable being able to drive with you. This was our first endurance race with you lot, so it was really good fun. So thank you very much for stepping up and doing that last double as well.
No worries. I wanted to thank you last Zita because of the livery and the setup work you made. Yes, we figured something out with my brother yesterday in VM, but I think that was a really great collaboration between.
Nice to hear.
Absolutely.
Here in Toga and in VM technology, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Second that.
Amazing.
And thank Dario as well for his time last night. I hope today was good for him.
Yeah. I know he is happy to help us. So.
Good. Excellent. Right, Davida, go and cool down, chill out, and thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you all, and good night.
Good night.
Yeah, good night to you, buddy. Thank you.
See you.
Bye. Right,
we've got one more.
One more. We've got Callum Morgan. One more, and we're clear. Good evening. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello. How was your racing tonight or today? Earlier lunchtime.
It was good. Thanks. We got second place in the GT3 class.
Outstanding. So you were in the McLaren? Was it McLaren?
We were,
Yeah.
we were, yeah.
Yous were fighting hard for a good period of time. How many drivers did you have in your team? Did you have a full 3?
We had 3 of us, but one guy could only do the first hour.
Ah, right, okay. So it was left for the other 2 to do the rest then?
Yeah, it left for me and Scott.
Right, okay. And did you then just swap hour stints at a time, or were you double stinting? Yeah.
No, we just done like alternate hours.
Alternate ones, yeah, that makes sense. Less fatigue. Did you enjoy the race?
I did, I loved it, yes.
Good. And are you a veteran sim racer? Have you been racing for a while?
Yeah, I do mostly iRacing.
All right, okay.
That's
an expensive hobby.
It is, yes.
Just a touch.
Yeah, but I'm in the team that I was with today, Pit Stop UK. We just started getting into
Oh, yes.
iRacing.
I actually read out your bio earlier on as well, that you've kindly sent. So
yeah, we won the Daytona 24 this year.
That is no mean feat. That is outstanding. Well done. Congrats. Are you mainly endurance then?
Yeah, mainly, yeah. I don't have as much time to do like league-based racing and stuff, so
Yeah, absolutely.
if it's more spread out, it's easier to manage.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a few on. We've obviously got our endurance, mini endurance going on. There's Endurance League, and there's also the charity one as well. So if you are ever looking for more endurance races, we've got plenty to offer for yourselves. So
I'm sure we definitely would have a look at that.
yeah, we'll be easy to find on SimGrid. We're number 2 at the moment, so
there we go. Nice little plug there as well. Nice.
You like how I slipped that in? Nobody noticed.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Listen, Callum, thank you so much to you and
thanks,
the rest of your team for an amazing race. Congrats on P2, regardless of where it was in the entire grid. Absolutely amazing. Go and have a shower or do whatever it is you do to chill out, relax.
I very much need one. I very much need one after that race.
Do you know, I've only been commentating for the hours that it's been going, but I feel like I've been through a race as well. I feel like I need to go for a shower and actually it's like it's amazing how this you
get engrossed in it, don't you?
Yeah, this whole simulation and everything we put into it just takes you into it, and iRacing will be the same, where you just get so involved in it that you actually feel you're inside the car rather than you're looking at a monitor. So
yeah, 100%.
Indeed, very much.
Callum, thank you very much for your team's hard work today and effort. We really do appreciate it. Honestly, we don't just say that.
Let's say been a well-run event from you guys.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
We appreciate that. Right, take care and enjoy the rest of your evening, Callum.
No worries. You too go.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Right, so
we're done.
We're done. We are done. Put a skewer in us. We are done.
Exactly.
I have thoroughly enjoyed it. How have you felt today, Zita?
The easy part was doing the 2 hours in the car at the start.
Oh, it is, and you know, people think we just sit here and talk nonsense, and we've got so many pieces of software, and don't worry about that voice in the background. It's some kind of interference that we're getting. Poor Ches.
We're sat here with 2 screens and both of them were full.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got one of them is not small, so
no, we've got chats going on. We've got the OBS. We've got the game. We've got race control.
Say, you've been doing the streaming for it, so I dread to think you just like every screen everywhere with just everything on it.
Yeah. Basically, I've got 3 monitors. I could actually do with a 4th one just to spread everything out a bit more evenly. But we absolutely loved every second. I do want to thank each and everyone on YouTube and on Twitch for watching, for commenting, for subscribing, for following. If it wasn't for you guys and the drivers, we wouldn't be here. And we do this because we enjoy it, but we know you guys enjoy it as well. So I am going to leave it to Hayden. In fact, sorry, Ches, is there anything you want to add before we pass it to Hayden? No.
Okay.
I would like to do this again.
Excellent.
That's probably it.
Well, I think
I had a blast.
I think you got the job, so yeah, I think we'll see you again. No, but a big thank you to Ches, to Zeta, to Ollie for jumping in at the very last second, to Hayden to be able to get things sorted in background. I'm going to say thank you very much. I'm going to leave it to Hayden to finish it off, and we are done. I will see you for next week's races.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. I just want to echo Matt's comments. Thank you very much to everybody that's been involved today. I've just seen in Twitch chat Toga on top with Dexter and Craig there. Those two guys have done a fantastic job in the stewards box alongside Ari and Mr. Stevens and whoever else has helped out. Ollie, I think, helped out for a little bit as well. So big shout out to the stewards today. We wouldn't be where we are without those guys, most importantly, because otherwise people wouldn't be getting any penalties and we wouldn't see progression that way. So big shout out to the stewards. They've done a fantastic job today. Thanks to Mac and the team, his team, Zeta, Chairs, Ollie, for the commentary, amazing commentary for literally the whole duration of this event. Normally when I do it, I'm dipping in and out of doing comms, but we've managed to have people talking pretty much for the last 7 odd hours now. It's probably been with the overrun that we've had. So massive thank you to those guys. And then most importantly, thank you to all the drivers. We wouldn't be doing these events if it wasn't for you guys. So big thank you for the drivers that finished the race, who didn't finish the race today, who obviously had technical issues or they had to retire the car for whatever reason. Thank you. We're going to go and have a bit of a sleep now, and then we'll be back. In fact, we're back on Wednesday, I think, for Rookie Wednesdays. Rookie Wednesdays is back on Wednesday, which is we're sponsored. Fortunately for us, we're sponsored by Coach Dave Delta. So we'll be starting season 7. Yes, season 7 of the Rookie Wednesdays Championship, which is, can't believe how fast that's gone. So I'm going to shut up now. I just want to big say thank you to everybody who's watched both on Twitch and YouTube. Your eyes alone today will help the community massively, regardless of the subscriptions, the follows or whatever it is. Just your eyes and the watch time is enough to just add a little bit extra to the pot, which helps them, which gives us gives us the option to do more and more racing. So thank you very much to everybody who's watched us today or watching us back now. Yeah, that's been absolutely fantastic. So that's all I've got to say. Thank you very much, everybody, for an amazing event, and we'll see you guys next time.